boy Justin on the stove. We don't break the news. We just break the news down.
It's most definitely Skull Gang or no gang or don't bang. Hey, we're gonna stay real over here, man. Big Skull Gang. Salute to everybody that watched this video. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I do live streams all the time.
It's Skull Gang or no gang or don't bang. Salute to everybody. Good. Hold on.
Fire Chief, I'd kick you out my damn chat for the rest of the year, bro, for that. What you just did, bro. Fire Chief, what you just did, I'd kick you out my chat, man. Salute the Navy Blue Gang. Salute, gang. Shout out to my boy H&K, man. Rest in peace to your little bro, man. yeah, my condolences, H&K. Salute to you, my guy. I got to put some gas in there for you, fam. Rest in peace to your little bro, man. Salute to the Navy Blue, man. Salute to Navy Blue. Salute to Adrian Rain. Salute, gang. Salute to Adrian Rain. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Yeah. Then the Fire Chief, Fire Chief, you had a line for that, brother. You had a line for that, man. I watched Raising Canaan, bro. You had a line for that, bro. Come on, fam. I ain't watched the show yet, bro. You had a line for that, bro. Shout out to Adrian and Rain for that, man. Yeah, you had a line, brother. Salute to everybody, building gang. We got news to break down the Nolan Wells situation, gang. We got news to break down the case of Nolan Wells. We here on a Friday night to comb through everything that's been going on lately, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. Hold on, where am I at? Where am I at? Here I go. Here I am. Yeah. I was like, where am I? Here I go. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Salute, man. We back. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, gang. We wait on the autopsy, gang. We are waiting on the autopsy, and trust me, I'm not getting much sleep, man. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I'm not getting much sleep, man. Waiting on this autopsy. A lot of people are telling me, Skull, we know what it's going to say. We know this and that. But can we trust the state of Mississippi? Can we trust Ocean Springs police to give us the real truth about what happened? Can we trust the medical examiners in Mississippi? A lot of y'all are saying no. So, I mean, but have hope. If you do believe he was murdered, if you believe he was murdered, you gotta have hope, man. That you feel like that's what happened. They're not going to get away with this. You got to have hope that autopsy will tell us something. You know what I mean? Give us something, gang. Smash that like button, man. It is, yeah. Light some gas up, man. Salute to everybody. Yeah, it's Friday night. We turning up, gang. It's Friday night. Put some gas in there, gang. Smoke out. It's Friday night, gang. Pour y'all up something to drink, man. Let's sit back. Let's chop it up, gang. Salute to everybody putting color in that chat, too, man. Turn my chat up, yeah. It's Friday. On Friday night, we turn the chat up. Salute to everybody building, gang. Friday night, we turn this chat up on Friday night, gang. We turn it up. Act a fool in this chat, man. Tell me how you really feel. Do not follow behind nobody else, gang. Say what's really on your mind. Some of y'all feel like y'all just kind of following the crowd, man. Speak out. Say what you think about certain things, about this and that. If anything don't make sense to you, man, bring it up, man. No matter which way it's going, talk to me for real tonight, gang. I talked to some of y'all last night, and y'all wasn't ready. Y'all weren't ready to come up here on the stage, man, and really break this thing down for me, gang. Put some gas in there, man. Skull Admire, what's good, gang? Salute to everybody in the building, man. Shout out to Lauren in the building, man. It is. Skull, how was your day? Shout out to Jenny J. It was cool, Jenny J. It was cool. Yeah, just a regular day. Before we get to the Nolan Wells story, though, salute to everybody in the building, gang. Before we get into the Nolan Wells story, I want to cover one more story real quick. Just something quick, gang. Also, I want to check in. I got to come to Dallas real quick because it turns out there's been an indictment, but I don't think this is the indictment that a lot of people was waiting on when it came to the case of Daniel Irvin. You know what I mean? Another young man that died in Dallas, Texas, another drowning, 2 white boys with him. They you know what I mean? We'll get to that in 1 second, gang. We'll get to that. But before I start, I want to go here. Before we get to the Nolan Wells situation, I want to go here first, gang. Hold on. I want to go here. Let me see. I want to go here real quick, gang, because this is crazy, man. This story right here was crazy. It says 31-year-old Baton Rouge. Where is Baton Rouge at? Louisiana building night. Shout out to New Orleans, Baton Rouge, Shreveport. Salute to everybody from New Orleans, from Louisiana in the building, gang. It says 31-year-old Baton Rouge woman wanted after police say she drove her 15-year-old boyfriend across state lines in an attempt to avoid the police after he allegedly shot her in the damn face. 31 years old, dating a 15-year-old. He shoots her in the face, and she drives him across state lines so he'll avoid getting arrested. This can't be real, gang. This got to be some AI shit. Smash that like button. Ain't no damn way. This better be AI.
Police are looking for a woman accused of hiding her teenage boyfriend, the same boy who shot her in the face.
Wow.
Police say 31-year-old Charletria Thomas lied to officers about knowing where the 15-year-old was and then drove him to Mississippi. A Mississippi trooper stopped the car December 31st and arrested the teen on charges including attempted second-degree murder and armed robbery. Wow. Thomas now faces a warrant for accessory after the fact. And Baton Rouge police are looking for a woman accused of hiding her teenage boyfriend.
That's crazy, gang. That is, yeah. She's 31. She dated a kid that's 15, and he shot her in the face, they say. And she drove him across state lines so he wouldn't get arrested. And he had all kind of other warrants and shit going on. Yeah, that's crazy, man. That is, yeah. That's crazy, man. I mean, you just shake your head sometimes and just be like, what the hell is in the water out here, man? I ain't talking about in the sink. I'm talking about these damn bottled waters, man. What the hell is in the water, man? Right? What the hell is going on, man? Shit. What's in the weed these days, man? What the hell is going on in this world, man? That is crazy, man. Young nigga going to jail now. 15 years old, he's a juvenile, so he probably won't do too much time. Probably get locked up to about 21, some shit like that. But something tells me this bitch should be waiting on him when he get out. Yeah. Something tells me this bitch is gonna be damn near 40, waiting on that young nigga when he get out, man. Smash. Yeah, some of these chicks out here crazy as fuck, man. Women are most definitely more crazier than men for sure. You know what I mean? Mentally. And I mean, y'all are fucked up. Smash that like button, gang. Salute. They like, Skull, what was that? All right, anyway, all right, let's ignore that last part. Let's ignore that. Let's like I never said that. So I know y'all don't take accountability. So let's keep it moving. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, yeah. Salute, gang. Then let's go to Dallas, Texas, real quick, man. Let's go to Dallas, Texas, man, because this is another story, another case that Ben Crump is covering. We've seen the family of Daniel Irvin out there the other day, and they've been waiting on an indictment for murder. They've been waiting on an indictment for murder. Daniel Irvin was a young cat on the swim team. He went to Lake Ray Hubbard in Dallas, Texas with two friends, two white boys, and they say they jumped off a bridge or something like that. He didn't come back up. Well, I'm starting to think they pushed his ass off the bridge. He fell, maybe hit something and, drowned. But they're saying no murder charges. They're saying no signs of foul play, even though the little white boy, Lucas Roper, white boy named Lucas Roper, hid the boy's phone, threw away his clothes, did everything to prevent his family from being able to find out where he was at or for anybody to be able to save him or help him. But yet and still they're being charged with tampering with evidence. Man, this is crazy. This is the type of shit we talking about. This is what makes people think it's something for sure going on in the case of Nolan Wells, is when you see what's going on right here in my city, Dallas, Texas, with Daniel Irvin. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
One man first arrested in the death of Daniel Irving at Lake Ray Hubbard has now been indicted in that investigation, and the Dallas County Medical Examiner's report gives a closer look at what all three were doing before 18-year-old Irving went under and did not resurface. Fox 4 Sean Rabb is in our newsroom with the story. Sean.
Yeah, and the family of Daniel Irving and high-profile attorney Ben Crump want a deeper investigation and for someone to be charged with more than tampering with evidence. That's what Lucas Roper is charged with, and now charges he is also indicted on. Back in April, Daniel Irving, Lucas Roper, and the third team.
Lucas Roper, man. That just sound like a racist ass white boy name, man. Lucas Roper. Yeah, white with a little chili bowl cut. You know what I mean? I hate his haircut too, fam. This kid right here should be locked up for murder, man. Him and his little 16-year-old companion. Daniel Irvin, they say they all jumped in the water off some kind of bridge or something like that. Daniel Irvin drowns. Whatever, he hits his head, whatever. They push him, whatever they did to him. But then they take all his belongings and run off with it, go hide it, start getting rid of evidence, destroying evidence. Never told his family, his parents, nobody where the boy was at, what happened to him. And today they're being charged with just tampering with evidence. That's it. You know what I mean? This should be clear day murder. You know what I mean? This should be clear as day murder. You didn't render aid. You didn't tell anybody. You didn't try to help them. Nothing. I think you pushed him. Why the fuck would you be so terrified of your friend just slipped and fell? He just drowned on accident. That don't make sense. Your friend just drowned, your homie, your friend, or whether he's a companion, whatever. You know what I mean? He might not be your best friend, but somebody you hang out with, he drowned. And instead of calling 911 or going to tell his parents or telling somebody help, you go hide his shit and throw everything away, get rid of his stuff and burn off and wasn't going to say nothing to nobody about what happened to him. That's murder, man. Yeah, indict this little motherfucker with murder, man.
And the third teen all went to Lake Ray Hubbard.
Man,
jumping in the water, but something happened. Irving called for help before he drowned. Days would pass before Lucas Roper and another teen with them said anything. Roper was indicted for tampering because he took and moved Irving's phone and clothes, later telling police he knew there would be an investigation.
What kind of shit
An
is
autopsy
that?
report concludes that
He told police I hid all his shit. Now, this is what this is what Dan Irvin mom is talking about. This is why she was in that press conference with Nolan Wells family and Tyler Smith family just the other day saying, bring murder charges, because the boy told her, hey, told the police, I knew it was going to be an investigation of what happened to him. That's why we discarded all his shit. That's why we threw away his phone, his clothes. We got rid of all his shit because we didn't want y'all to solve the investigation. We wanted to make sure nobody found him. but they being charged with tampering with evidence. See, this is that bullshit, man. This is that bullshit. This is why everybody is screaming justice for Nolan Wells.
Daniel Irving drowned, and despite some public concern, there are no current suspicions of foul play. Anthony Fowler is an attorney not involved in this case, and I asked him about Lucas Roper being charged with tampering and interference, and right now, nothing more.
That's the obvious selection. That's what they feel they can prove based on the elements of the offense. They feel they can meet those elements. I will say that the arrest and the indictment is significant because it can lead to further evidence. And so that's not to say that at some point these defendants won't be charged with something even more serious like a murder.
Now, Farmer says it is not unusual for other evidence to be discovered or testimony changes, and that opens the door for someone to be charged with a more significant crime. Daniel Irving's family hoping that will happen. Family attorneys are also hoping to meet with DA's office to discuss the case evidence in the coming weeks.
That's sad, man. That's fucked. Yeah. Rest in peace to Daniel Irving, man. They say his little cat was on the swim team. He could swim his ass off. Had no problem swimming, man. The boy swam like a frog, like a fish, man. The boy, I mean, they say this young man was on a swim team. So, he swam all the time, every day. That was, I think the boy was pushed, man. I think somehow, some way, whether it was an accident, whether there was horse playing around, it's murder to me, man. When you run off and leave somebody dead, somebody done died, you just burn off and you make sure you hide their shit. You make sure you're here to fuck up the investigation. When they start to look for him, we want to make sure can't nobody find his ass, can't nobody find out what happened to him. We're gonna throw his phone, we're gonna hide his clothes, we're gonna discard his shit all up and down the freeway, but yet and still no murder charges. These little white boy Lucas Roper is being charged with tampering with evidence. He gonna fuck around and get about 4-5 years of probation in Dallas and be right back outside. Man, when you look up and he killed his girl, when he unalive his girlfriend 3-4 years from now, we don't want to hear shit. Yeah, when he murdered little goddamn Amber, little goddamn Susie, goddamn, yeah, we don't want to hear shit, man. That's exactly what's coming, man. That's what's coming, man. Lucas Roper will kill again. Yeah, Lucas Roper will kill again. Take step 1 through. It's good, my boy. Dimples, shout out to Dimples in the building. Salute, gang. Fresh Dex, what's good, my boy? Shout out to all the new faces over here, man. The Bill of Rights, salute, gang. Slow walking guy, see you, fam. Shout out to Kev in the building, man. Chris, what's good, fam? Salute to Bree. I see you, Bree. Big Rose, what's good, my nigga? Big Rose, what's good, fam? Shout out to Easy, baby, man. Salute to everybody in the building. Easy 80s, baby. Salute, gang. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. Aquarius Queen, I see you, man. Lil Jeter, what's good, fam? Shorty Doo-Wop, what's good, man? Salute to everybody. Rock with me. Lady Beast, what's good, fam? I see you, Lady Beast. Salute, gang. Pincorp, Ray Charles. Salute, Voice Box of the Block. This is most September Virgo. I see 901 Tony B. What's good to Memphis, man? Shout out to Mimi, man. HD Boss, what's good, fam? Shout out to the gang. Nikki 901, I see you, man. Key Nicole, what's good? This is a horrible situation, man, because like I said, it's cases like this, man, where you see the unfairness and you see that it's clear as day some bullshit in the game, and yet and still no murder charges. So that's why, like I said, when it comes to this autopsy, when it comes to what's going on in Mississippi, Ocean Springs, a lot of people feel like, nah, bro, they playing foul everywhere in the South, man. These young brothers get murdered. These young brothers are victims, and yet and still people are just calling these accidents, man. Just no signs of foul play. We heard Sheriff Ledbetter in the Nolan Wells case scream no signs of foul play the second day after they found the damn boy. We was like, what the? Have y'all done an autopsy, a toxicology report, anything? Have y'all done anything? Is there anything on paper about this? Nothing. Smash that like button, gang. Rest in peace to Daniel Irving. I would love to speak to somebody from Daniel Irving's family too, man. They right here in the DFW with me. I know they working with Ben Crump, so they might not talk to any bloggers, but I want to talk to them. I think they will talk to me. I think if I walk up on them, if I meet some of these people in real life, I want to reach out to them and help them spread the story, keep it alive. Rest in peace to Daniel Irving, man. Gone way too soon. Another 18-year-old, just like Tyler Smith, just like Nolan Wells. Y'all smash that like button. Salute to everybody building. Now, yesterday, we were speaking on the judge, man. Ashley Cole, the judge, Warren's stepmom, man. And they said somebody was arrested for sending her death threats. Well, a lot of people are saying, what the hell is going on? Was this true? Is this real? It turns out people are saying this is real, gang. It was a man arrested for sending death threats to the judge. Well, a lot of people are upset with this. They feel like, well, wasn't they sending threats and doing all kind of shit to Nolan Wells' parents as well? How come nobody wasn't arrested then? How come it hasn't been an investigation into who's been bothering the Wells family? But yet and still, Ashley Cole, Judge Cole gets a threat, and now somebody got locked the fuck up. You see the difference? You see how I mean? You see the difference? Now, people might say, well, Sco, that's the judge, Sco. That's the judge, Sco. You can't play with no judge like that. I get it. But at the same time, when it comes to the case of Nolan Wells, you know, Nolan Wells' family is the victim. They're the ones who are being talked bad about while their son is dead. So you would think that, yeah, they'll put the same energy into finding out who's bothering the Wells family, just like they're doing with the Cole, with Ashley Cole. Smash that like button, gang. Let's get into this a little bit.
Washed ashore 2 days later, would find herself under a large amount of ridicule after she would release a statement on her Facebook account. In her statement, she would mainly go on to defend her stepson against accusations that he may be behind Wells's passing. She would go on to write, "My husband and I were not at Horn Island at any point on 4th of July. No one in our family is trying in any way to impede with the investigation by law enforcement or to otherwise hamper the family and law enforcement's quest for answers." Warren was interviewed by the Jackson County Sheriff's Department and cooperated fully. He saw Nolan last around 3 p.m. on July 4th. They left around 4:30 p.m. when the boat was taking on water, and they had an issue.
I'm confused by that story, gang. I think we all want to know if Warren seen Nolan at 3 p.m., then, you know, I thought they said when they were getting ready to leave, when they found out the boat was taking water, they were telling Nolan to come on. Were they telling Nolan to come on at 3 o'clock? But really, they didn't leave at 4:30. Like, make that shit make sense. That don't make sense. They last seen Nolan at 3 o'clock, but yet and still, right before they left, they were telling Nolan, come on, Nolan. I thought that was like 4 o'clock, 4:30, 4:31. At least by 4 o'clock, 4:30. So when did they last see Nolan? Was it 3 o'clock or was it 4 o'clock? I'm so goddamn, I'm confused, man. Salute to everybody in the building. I'm confused like a motherfucker, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody. J. Coop, what's good, J. Coop? Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
With the bilge pump.
Shout out to J. Coop,
Nolan made a decision to stay on the island and return inland later with another group of friends. Yes, I am a judge. I also value transparency. Yes, I am a judge. I also value transparency.
Turn up, gang.
I apologize if anyone was offended that I deleted my social media. There were no nefarious motivations in my deleting my social media. Social media has a lot of positives, but a whole lot of negatives. Now, 3 days after the statement, Cole would return back to her Facebook to show followers and those interested that she and her family have received a wave of negative messages and threats.
Let me see. What does it say here? There will be a package coming to your guys' office in the next few days. It's gonna blow you away when you see it. LOL. Probably best to have the boys there to see as well. Okay, he's trying to say we're gonna send a package to your door and make sure you gather White and Warren and yeah. Even get Trace and bitch ass over there. And won't you open up this package around all of them? You know what I mean? It's gonna blow your motherfucking mind when you see what's in there. It said blood, so much blood everywhere, hard to clean, especially from a boat. But yours will be quick, I promise. I got all of you. I something Shannon that say I got all of you info. Okay, not even the FBI can stop this. Once that package is open, the timer will start. This nigga on some motherfucking, there's some Batman villain shit. That nigga on some evil. And he said once the package open, the timer will start. Oh yeah, the judge over there scared than a motherfucker. And he said once you crack this bitch, man, the timer then starts. You know what I mean? It's over with. It's over. It is over with. Now, and make sure you got the boys there too. I want them to see this. I want them to feel this. Oh man, that's crazy. Gang, smash that like button. Salute to everybody. But arrest has been made. I think a Sacramento man for sending death threats or sending bomb threats to Ashley Cole and her family. Smash that like button, gang, to Warren and his family.
A part of the post, she began to share several messages from an anonymous user, Yay962. She would go on to comment with things like, "There's gonna be a bomb sent to your office. I'm going to get you when you leave work."
Ooh,
followed
shit.
by, "I got your email, your phone number, your address. What's stopping?" The user would even go on to message her directly and continued, "There will be a package coming to your guy's office in the next few days. It's going to blow you away when you see it. LOL. Probably be best to have the boys there to see as well. Hard to clean, especially from a boat. Not even the FBI can stop this." Fast forward to today, it appears that the FBI would stop the user and would end up tracking down Joseph Dumars in Sacramento, California.
That shit was fast, gang. They don't play no games, man. That shit was fast. That was fat. They caught his ass. The FBI jumped right on top of this shit, man. Man, think about if they was working Nolan case like this, man. You know what I mean? Bring us some answers this goddamn fast, man. Now, I know this is different. He's sending threats and shit. Dumbass probably didn't cover his IP address. You know what I mean? Dumbass. They done found him, showed right up to his door, man. Get your motherfucking ass out. They probably held him rough, too, man. I bet they held that boy rough. Sending bomb threats to a judge. They probably showed up deep. SWAT team, 30 to his. I bet they showed up deep, nigga. 30 SWAT team members pulled up at his door, jumping out on the roof and shit, behind the house, front of the house. Man. Yeah. Damn, he learned the hard way, man. But like I said, I wish it's funny because Nolan Wells' mom and dad, Nolan Wells' family is getting threats and all kind of shit, racist shit going on. But we ain't seen none of them people being brought forth to justice. We ain't seen nobody brought forward. We ain't seen nobody who making them negative comments on her work review. None of that shit. None of these people being brought to justice or being brought out front, just show us who they are. Put their ass on blast. Get them fired from their job and do some sick shit like this while two parents are grieving. But yet and still, when Ashley Cole gets a threat, you know, this threat was crazy. I ain't gonna lie to you. This is a crazy threat. They jumped right on it. But then again, like I said, she's a judge and things. You know. Come on, gang. You know damn well you threaten a judge, man, a prosecutor, a judge, man. Your ass is They hunting you down, man. They hunting you.
According to the Sun Herald, agents with the FBI Safe Streets Task Force identified Dumars, who used the username Yay962, by tracing email IP addresses associated with the account, including moneybagIOJO1916@gmail.com, along with the date of birth, phone number, and street addresses linked to the account. Investigators said the information resulted in the identity of Dumars as user behind the Yay962 account that sent the messages to Cole. Now, part of Dumars' indictment will read, on or about July 11, 2026, in Jackson County, in the Southern Division of the Southern District of Mississippi and elsewhere, the defendant Joseph Alfredo Vasquez Dumars did knowingly and willfully transmit in interstate and foreign commerce a communication containing a threat to injure the person of another, to wit, a direct message on Facebook threatening to kill.
What was Vasquez doing involved in this shit? You a fucking Mexican, man. What are you doing in this shit, man? This black and white folks business here, man. You know what I mean? The usual suspects, black people, white people, black people versus white people versus black people. What was your Mexican ass doing in this, man? So area, rest in peace of Nolan Wells. I know everybody feels some kind of way about this shit for real. But yeah, Mexicans, yeah. You jumped out of your lane, fam. Brought your dumb ass over here and got shit looking crazy now, man. Now it look like people trying to kill the judge and all kind of goofy ass shit. Yeah, I'm sure you just bullshitting around, but it say you way out of bounds, man. You out of bounds for this, man. It is. Why didn't no niggas do this? Yeah. Why didn't no niggas do this, man? But shout out to the Mexican for putting his freedom on the line. Yes, for us niggas, man. Shout out to the SA for putting his freedom on the line to threaten his goddamn judge. And I'm not saying what he did was right or none of that shit. I'm not condoning nothing. I'm not condoning nothing. I don't want them taking my channel and saying, "Oh, Skull, I'm not saying nothing, man. He did it. But at the same time, man, yeah. I'm surprised the brother didn't do this shit, man. I'm surprised the Black Panther didn't do this shit. Shorty Doo-Wop said, Sko, we ain't stupid like this. Shorty Doo-Wop. Shorty Doo-Wop said, Sko, niggas ain't this goddamn dumb, Sko. Niggas ain't this stupid. The Mexicans got it. That show you right there. Y'all got it a little easier than us. Out here playing games and shit. Niggas ain't that damn dumb to do no shit like this. Smash that like button, gang. Yeah, shout out to Shorty Doo-Wop, man. He said, Sko, niggas ain't this damn stupid. Niggas ain't this dumb. Hell no.
Ashley Cole, all in violations of Title 18, United States Code, Section 875. Now, according to those same documents, Dumars now faces up to 5 years in prison, a fine up to $250,000, and up to 3 years of supervision upon release for the federal charge of interstate transmission of a threatening communication. Now, in relation to Dumars seemingly being the first arrest connected to this case, we have to note that this arrest now takes place as many are demanding that an arrest actually be made directly connected to the suspicious death of Wells. Several days ago, following the release of the audio from the CETO emergency call that his friends would make that day, appeared to capture what some felt was incriminating. The audio itself is now being investigated by Wells' team and family.
And at this point, we are watching a whole community cover up what really happened to Nolan Wells.
Let's go.
From the captain to the grandpa to the little boy, the dispatch lady, you heard all that shit going on in the background. Yes, you was kind of concerned or whatever because you like something really going on because you heard what the people saying in the background. So that had you on high alert. So you was trying to figure out, let me get somebody out here. But at the same time, the man, how you get the granddaddy phone number, how you knew his number, and how he knew to call you personally, but you don't know if he's one of y'all clients or not. Y'all was trying to do that shit under the rug. The little boy panicked and called the real people who he needed to call. That's how he got the dispatch lady on the phone. Now you want to talk to the grandson under the covers. Lock all they ass up, from the granddaddy, the kids, them hoes that was on that damn boat, because they had girls on the boat too. We ain't know that. Lock all they ass, the whole damn community. Lock them up. And why y'all just not saying something? Come on now.
If the theory is that we don't care about what happened to Nolan because he was drinking or on cocaine, then what needs to happen is every adult on that island that was there, including the ones who are driving the boats and tugging and this, that, and the third, and all this other stuff, needs to be arrested for the contributing of the delinquency of a minor. And I'm sure that there were kids who were under the age of 18 who were on that island who probably was also participating. So since we're gonna make it seem like Nolan is the only one doing illegal activities, since the headlines want to come out, arrest every fucking body who was on the island doing the fucking drugs.
Now, as reported here, one of his friends accused, Bart Edmiston, whose name can be heard yelled on the emergency calls audio, has now hired his own attorney to push back against any claims that he's behind Wells' death. During a new episode of News Nation, Edmiston's attorney, Russell Latino, would dispute versions of the audio that would go viral and claim that what people were hearing was doctored along with an inaccurate transcript.
An alleged enhanced audio of the CTO call that purports to have a background conversation that is suggested sounds like people explaining the murder of Nolan. The word Bart is in there. And
it is, gang, because this is very important, man. Because, you know, they're letting a lot of different people hear the tape now, the audio, right? The audio is everybody smoking gun right now. As of right now, the only real evidence people believe that's out there is the audio where people feel like they can hear Nolan's name. And where I for sure feel like I hear Nolan, I hear Dead, I hear Bart, I hear a couple, you know what I mean? It's some things I hear in that audio. Can't make out everything for sure at all. But, you know, they got certain, this guy right here is supposed to be like some kind of, audio analyst, some kind of forensic analyst guy. And he's saying he listened to it, which we heard him the other day. And he's saying that he don't hear shit like that. He don't hear nothing. What the fuck are y'all talking about? He's saying due to the fact that all the videos that came out with the audio, that they had words attached to it telling you what the fuck it was saying. That's what's really mind fucking everybody. That ain't what the fuck you hear. Close your eyes and hear some good. Just go listen to some more scramblish audio, and I bet you can't make out shit. But when people tell you what you're hearing, that's why you believe you're hearing that shit. Smash that like button, gang. This is what the audio forensic analyst is saying.
I know real people with real platforms are pointing the finger at your client.
Smash that like button.
Yeah, so we don't see any legitimacy in a doctored transcript or a doctored audio that comes with a transcript, which is a nice.
My bad. This is Bart's attorney right here. My bad. This ain't the analyst guy. This is Bart's attorney. My bad. This ain't the analyst guy right here. This is Bart's attorney. They did speak to an audio analyst guy, but this is Bart's attorney. I want to say right here.
Psychological sort of game that people play with garbled audio. So yeah, people are just fabricating things wildly. And the consequence of that is that you've got people who are in legitimate fear for their lives. Our viewpoint is not, we can't stop the entire internet. My client's role was to help drain water off of a boat that reported it being in distress. There were 20 plus people separated between those two boats. All of them saw what he did. All of them saw what did and didn't happen. There were 2 credible witnesses at least that saw Nolan Wells on Horn Island an hour and a half after those 2 boats left.
Now, as far as Warren Hudson and his family, his father, who is the husband of Ashley Cole, would announce that he is now putting up a $50,000 reward for any information that leads to an arrest and conviction of anyone that could be responsible with the death.
How do y'all feel about that, y'all? Ashley Cole's husband, Warren's dad, he got $50,000 on the game. Now, he did announce, or they said that I believe he's trying to sue Ben Crump for he's saying for putting these murder allegations on his son, these untrue, false allegations on his son. He said he's suing Ben Crump, but at the same time, he came out and dropped a 50 piece, they say, for another reward for anybody who has any information about Nolan Wells. Now, we know it's already $125,000 reward put up. I don't think his goes with that. I think they're separate. So why would somebody, I guess somebody could get both of them. So I guess as of right now, gang, it's $175,000 on the goddamn table for anybody who knows any information that can lead to an arrest in the case of Nolan Wells. Yeah. It's 175,000 racks, nigga. Trust me, gang. If I knew, I'm ratting. I'm down there, fam. I'm finna change my life, nigga. I need that paper right now, fam. I don't give a damn what nobody talking about. If I knew, fam, I'm down there. It is, nigga. I'll be down there for free, nigga, if I found them boys kill that goddamn that brother, man. Yeah, you know what I mean? But it's 100 and anybody thinks somebody gonna come forward and get that money, man? Is there anybody that was on Horn Island that witnessed what happened? Because we hearing rumors now that maybe Nolan got into a fight, man. Maybe Nolan was full of that goddamn Walter White. Yeah. Maybe he was full of that goddamn girl. And he got the, somebody him got to getting into it, man. He got into a fight with somebody, a fist fight. Maybe he got into a fight in the water. People are saying now that maybe something happened on Horn Island. Of course, it's around the time the boys were already gone. It's going to be about 6 o'clock, 5:30. The boys been gone for over an hour and a half. And that's when allegedly something happened. But we're hearing a lot of stories, man. So with all these stories we're hearing, because we heard Officer Tatum saying something about him being in the water with a girl. They was getting physical. They were struggling in the water. Okay, but where are those witnesses? Bring them forward. Where are the people who said a fight broke out? It was a woman saying something about a fight. Okay, bring her forward. People saying we know for a fact he was on cocaine, running around with a cocaine deal. Okay, where are those people at? Did they see him after fight? Like, where are all these goddamn people, man? And people that say, well, Sco, it's a part of an investigation. Ocean Springs police are not going to tell you about this, man. It's a part of the investigation, man. They can't release this kind of information. The DA's office already told you, motherfuckers, ain't nothing else coming out, Sco. Quit asking these dumbass questions, man. If there are witnesses, go, how will we know? You know what I mean? We're hearing about them, but of course they're not going to put that out there. But I'm starting to wonder, are there any witnesses really? You know what I mean? Why did it take them so long to come out? In Warren's first interview with Tatum, the one he did, he didn't say anything about, yeah, man, some witnesses came out and said that, some people came out and said that they saw a Nolan on the island, man. It's a bunch of people that seen him. You know what I mean? Like it's several big stuff. Some about some cocaine. Like, we didn't hear none of that shit in the interview. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody, y'all. The autopsy is on the way, gang. The phone evidence is on the way, gang. It's almost that goddamn time, y'all. Stop bullshitting, man. Get your finger out your ass and get back. Pay attention, gang. So some of y'all slipping in this chat. Some of the shit y'all be typing. I'm like, what the hell have you been watching?
Nolan Wells. It was announced on Thursday that state officials in Mississippi have also...
Okay. All right, my bad, gang. 1 second. Yeah, my chat ain't let me get away with that.
Gay!
Finally completed Wells' first autopsy conducted on July 7th, but it will remain private in preparation for the district attorney to present evidence to a grand jury. Wells' family and family attorney Benjamin Crump has also yet to see those results. Let's talk about it more in the comments below. How do you feel about this recent arrest and the FBI's ability to track down the person?
Man, this dude, so this motherfucker locked up today, man. Yeah, he put it all out on the line, man. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody rocking with me tonight, gang. Yeah. Turn me up, gang. Put some more color in this chat, gang. Y'all turn me up tonight, man. Where my cash at, gang? Yeah, y'all turn me up tonight, gang. It's Friday night. We in this shit, though. Gang. It's Friday night, and we in here, gang. So this is the guy that got arrested for sending the bomb threat to the judge. His ass, you going to the penitentiary, fam. Yeah. You going to the pen. You know what I mean? So if they don't lock nobody up for the Nolan Wells situation, it's going to be one nigga we know that did go to jail. It's going to be your dumb ass. Yeah. It's one nigga. It's only one person locked up right now in the case of Nolan Wells. And it's this motherfucker. So yeah, come on, man. What are we doing here? What are we doing, gang? Smash that like button, gang. Let me see. But they say the autopsy is done, gang. They say the autopsy is done. And we all waiting. They say the autopsy is done and everybody is waiting, man. I'm talking about, man, this shit. I'm nervous, gang.
The autopsy and the death investigation of 18-year-old Nolan Wells is complete, but the findings will not be made public yet. The autopsy was conducted by the Mississippi State Medical Examiner's Office. It's now going to be presented to a grand jury. Meanwhile, civil rights attorney Ben Crump joined the parents of Nolan Wells Thursday at the National Urban League Conference in Nashville. They are demanding answers about Wells' death during that July 4th boating trip off the Gulf Coast, where Wells traveled with friends to Horn Island but did not return with the group. His body was found 2 days later. Wells' parents say conflicting accounts and missing details have deepened their concerns.
Just know we will not be distracted. We are ready to do whatever we need to do as his parents to continue advocating for him, because Nolan is not here. He is not here to speak for himself. He is not here to tell us what happened. So again, we will not rest until we get answers.
Crump is calling on state leaders to provide
Salute to Go Diva Love, man.
the evidence collected in the case for the family.
Answers.
Salute to Go Diva Love, man. Go Diva Love said, she said, so only 2 people out of all them folks out there said they saw Nolan after 5, and neither one of them was Katie. They think we green. So you got me fucked up, nigga. They think we green. Katie most definitely put photos out yesterday, gang. Katie put photos out, man, showing that she was on Horn Island at 5:50, 5:30, 6 o'clock. But she put photos out showing that, you know, she was not around Nolan well. Now, them photos don't really mean shit to me. I mean, we don't know if Nolan was around. We don't know if he just went in the goddamn, you know what I mean? We don't know if you seen Nolan. I don't know about Katie, man. I don't know about nobody, gang. It's like, I don't trust nobody in the story as of right now, like far as what's really going on. I mean, I'm being honest, gang. Some of y'all can say, well, Katie is cool with the mom, and well, you know, I mean, them boys was allegedly cool. We got them with Nolan. I mean, shit, I don't hear shit about nobody being cool and all this shit. I don't know what's going on right now. If Katie has been talking to the police, which I mean, if she have, I don't think she'd be putting those photos and shit out though. I mean, you fuck up the investigation, baby. You don't need to be online doing all that. You've already cooperated with the police. So I mean, Warren said in his interview that Katie was sending messages to one of his partners saying, yeah, last time she seen Nolan was when they were begging for him to get on the boat. But Katie never said, far as Warren never told us if Katie actually saw him get on the boat. Katie has never told us that she actually saw Nolan. Katie never told us that she saw Nolan actually getting on the boat. We haven't heard Katie come out yet and say, yes, he was on the boat. She putting photos and shit out. But we haven't heard her come out and say, yes, I actually saw him get on the boat. From what we hear is that Katie said the last time I talked to him, he said he was going to get on the boat with his friends. But I want to know that Katie actually see him get onto the boat. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. Now let's go here, gang. Let me see. Let's go here. Let's go here, gang. Compton Bomb said, don't forget about Shady Katie. Shout out my nigga Compton Bomb. He said, y'all don't forgot that fast, man. Y'all don't forgot about Shady Katie that fast, man. Salute, gang. Let me see. 757 Nunu. Shout out to 757 Nunu. Salute to Nunu. Yeah, Nunu. I see you, Nunu. I see. I know what it means. Yeah. I mean, 757 Nunu. Don't say shit, man. She said, "On the streets gonna do the talking." Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, man. My boy Compton Bomb do not believe in Katie, y'all. He call her Shady Katie, man. So if that's a new name over here, gang, until we find out what's going on with her, her name's Shady Katie. You know what I mean? Salute to everybody in the building, gang. We gotta go here, gang, because of course today Don Lemon and his lemon drops over there. What they call themselves, man? Don Lemon themselves. He went live with Ben Crump and the family today. Nolan Wells' mom, Nolan Wells' dad, and I like when Don Lemon interview people because he do keep it 100, man. He gets straight to the questions that everybody won't answer, man. So I did not watch this. I want to watch this with y'all right now. I want to watch this with the gang, man. Shout out to H-Town Skull, man. This whole shit is crazy, but I'm proud of you, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah. Salute, fam. You've been doing it. Been gang from the beginning. Shout out to H-Town Skull. We know you been gang. You gotta start talking. Yeah, nigga done went up. Now you crying and shit. I'm proud, my nigga. I've been around. Man, we know you been rocking, my nigga. We know you been here, bro. You been here. Smash that like button, man. Salute to my nigga H-Town Skull, man. Nah, salute, fam. You know what I mean? Appreciate that, bro. Salute to my nigga H-Town Skull, man. Salute, gang. Let's hear from the family. Like I said, Don Lemon usually will ask the question that we, you know what I mean, that we won't answer. So let's hear from Don Lemon, man, and let's see what we got to say to Ben questions. You have a Ben Crump in the family.
Their journey along the way with the family, with Christine and with Elmore Wansley, Nolan Wells' parents. Ben, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Let's talk about the break. Hello to the family and to you, and thank you for being here. Let's talk about the breaking news. The autopsy from Mississippi is in. And so what does that mean? When do you find out? Have you heard anything from them?
We were made aware that the autopsy was complete. And because media started calling us, and I know the district attorney's office have reached out to the family, but we did not get a chance to talk to them before the news told us the autopsy was complete. We are scheduled to have a meeting with the district attorney's office next week. Whether that means...
Let's go ahead, Meyer. I haven't showed this yet. Let's go ahead, Meyer. I haven't even watched it yet. Yeah, let's do something previous. I have no idea what you're talking about. Yeah. But no, I have not seen this yet at all. And some things we might show twice just to, update everybody. Not everybody's in here all the time. Smash that like, but man, shout out to Sko Admire, man. One more outburst like that, Sko Admire. I'm putting your ass in time out though. One more outburst like that. Smash the like button. Shout out to the real Stephanie G for that cash app too, gang. Salute, gang. Salute to the real Stephanie G for that cash app. I see you, gang. It is. I see you, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
They're going to reveal the autopsy results is unknown to us, but we're certainly going to inquire because, we have been begging for transparency the whole way. And we've tried to be very transparent with them. And we hope that they will be transparent with us, especially his family.
Yeah. So Ben, can they not release information to you? Because I know that, to explain the process, because it goes to a grand jury. Now, do you know if they're going to be transparent with you or you don't, and how much do you think they can?
There we go, Donna. Let me see. Shout out to Donna, man. Salute to Donna, man. Donna, we going hard over Donna. Salute to Donna. Smash that like button, man. Let me see. Hold on. Because Donna Lemon asking all the right questions.
Yeah. So Ben, can they not release information to you? Because I know that, to explain the process, because it goes to a grand jury. Now, do you know if they're going to be transparent with you or you don't, and how much you think they can or will reveal?
Well, I think they can. They can do what they want. We do cases all across America, and the district attorney and the governmental authorities have the authority to release information as they so deem to release it. Don Lemon, they could be transparent or they can say, well, we're not going to release anything until the grand jury. And then that means we don't know when we're going to see it because nobody knows when they're going to conclude their report. And George Floyd and Breonna Taylor cases like that, where you had governmental authorities trying to be transparent, they would release information to try to build public trust. What are they going to do in Mississippi? We do not know.
So he's saying that, they could hold on to all the information, like they say. It's going to be presented to a grand jury. So he's saying they don't have to give us nothing. We might have to find out through the grand jury. They could hold on to everything. They could tell me, go fuck yourself, Ben Crump, you goofy motherfucker. We don't fuck with you, nigga. Look how you been shitting on us, man. Ben Crump been in Mississippi acting a damn fool. He got about 3-4 cases right now in Mississippi. So I bet they hate this motherfucker. Trust me, they don't like this nigga at all. Yeah, they don't like this nigga at all. So yeah, who knows, man? They might, They might just say, nah, we're gonna hold out. We ain't giving you shit to give to the public. We're not giving you shit to feed to Instagram or to feed to nobody. Social media, you'll find out through a grand jury, you son of a bitch. We don't know, gang. Smash that like button, gang. Well, we don't know. Shout to Ben Crump, man. Ben Crump got to go through it with these folks. So he used to dealing with this, man. He deals with shit like this.
If they're going to release it, they may say, we're not going to release anything at all until the grand jury, and the grand jury might convene. You just never know.
You said the grand jury might convene. You cut out for a second, Ben.
They could convene
anytime
the district attorney's office says that we've completed our investigation. It's all up to them. It could be next week. It could be 2 or 3 months. We have no control over when the grand jury is convened and when the district attorney decides to release information.
Why did it take Mississippi so long to present these results? And do you know why they've been so quiet?
I don't want to speculate. I know oftentimes they would offer that they're waiting for a toxicology report. So why it took as long as it did, but we hope that they will be transparent with us because as Dr. Mitchell, who conducted the independent autopsy at the behest of the family, Don Lemon, articulated, he shared that he would not be able to tell if the airways were obstructed if the lungs were filled with water, because by the time he got Nolan's body, the organs had already been dissected. And so he would have to depend on the observations of the state medical examiner who would have gotten Nolan's.
See, he never said the lungs were missing. He at one point he said the body had been the body had decomposed too bad, and he's saying that I guess everything had already been dissected. They already, you know what I mean? So he's not saying the lungs were missing though. I don't think the lungs were missing. I'm not. You know what I mean? There's a lot of things in this case we hear, we don't hear, we're not for sure. I mean, especially when talking to Ben Crump, motherfucking ass. You know what I mean? He really don't make things too clear for us sometimes. Let's be honest, gang. Let's not bullshit tonight, man. This ain't no time for no bullshit. Friday night, nigga. I'm over getting blowed. Yeah, I ain't got time to be fucking around with y'all night. Sometimes Ben Crump confuses me a little bit with the shit he be saying. Smash that like, but man, salute to my guy Ben Crump, man. Salute to my guy Ben Crump. But you know what I mean? Yeah, Ben Crump is saying that, you know, his team could not do a proper autopsy because, you know, the body was, you know, was already, you know, they had already done so much to it. He said the lungs and the organs had already been dissected, and, you know, the throat was missing and this and that. So, you know, yeah, I mean, yeah. And now it makes me want to do my research on like second autopsies. Like once a medical examiner does the autopsy on a body, what's left of it? Like, how do you do a second one? If they've already cut the body up, did this, did that, opened them up, did this, did that, what's left when you do the second autopsy? Like, what condition or what shape is the body supposed to be in? Smash that like button, gang. Yeah. It sounds like an autopsy, a second one is always going to be difficult. Smash that like button and salute to everybody in the building, gang. It really would have been better if they could have did theirs first. I don't know. I mean, it probably don't work like that. The law probably don't work like that. Smash that like button, gang.
Body immediately once they recovered it.
I want to ask you, so that's the only way that you're going to know if the independent autopsy and the state autopsy, if they indeed match up with each other. So two questions. That's the only way you're going to know. So one would think that they'd have to be transparent, or at least they'd want to, so that you can combine the two, because they'd want to get to the bottom of it. If there's some discrepancy with one or the other, that can be really, you know, beneficial to finding out what happened to Nolan. And so what happens if the results in Mississippi don't align with the evidence shown so far? That's a big deal.
Yeah, and oftentimes, Don, you do find that you have differences in autopsies. I know I've handled several cases where the state medical examiner concludes one thing and an independent medical examiner concludes another. And then you have to put it before a grand jury and they decide. Or even more profound, the matter then goes to an actual jury trial in whether it's criminal proceeding or not, or civil proceeding. And so it really is about what you said, trying to be transparent with one another and seeing if we can figure out why you get these conclusions. And remember this, Don, autopsy is not the end all. It's still other factors that are important as well. Remember, Dr. Roger Mitchell said, even if the conclusion is he died from a drowning, then the questions become, what was the condition of his body before he entered the water? Was he conscious or was he unconscious? Was he forced into the water, or was he not forced into the water? So all of these.
How would they be able to tell if he was forced into the water? Is it like, break it down to me, gang? I know his ways. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? How will they be able to find out if he was forced into the water? Will it be like a certain way he was breathing? I know they don't have the throat. It's a lot of things they don't have. The lungs, they say, are already messed up. How would they be able to do it? Well, okay, let's not talk about Crump's autopsy. Let's go back to the first one. How would they be able to tell in the first autopsy, you know, if somebody held him underwater? Somebody said bruises. I could hold somebody underwater without bruising them. I think I could put a nigga in a bear hug and hook, especially if it's more than one person. I think we could hold you underwater without bruising you. Yeah, I don't think you have to bruise somebody just to hold them down in a certain position. It's kind of like tackling a nigga but keeping your head above water. You don't really have to bruise them up. Will they be able to tell if Nolan Wells was held underwater? If somebody was, you know, holding his head, because they say it's red discoloration in the back of his head. My boy Judge Mathis, shout out to the OG. I gotta check in with him later on. Gotta check in with the OG later on down the line. But Judge Mathis said he feel like somebody held the boy in the back of his goddamn neck. He said from what he could see of the things he's seen, it looked like somebody hit him in the back of his motherfucking neck, holding his head underwater. That's what Judge Mathis say. He said it looked physical from what sounded like bruising the back of his head. It sounds physical. Y'all smash that like button, gang. Talk to me, gang. I'm reading the chat too, gang. I'm reading the chat, man. I'm reading the chat, gang. I'm reading the chat, man. Let me see. Internal soft tissues can show bruising that's not on the surface. Yeah, that's true. Because they said they want to. That's what happened with the throat. They want to see if the tissue had any bruising on it. So, man, yeah, you know what I mean. It's a lot of different ways this thing can play out, man. Yeah, y'all see that. There you go. Yeah, eternally. There we go. So, man, yeah, okay, y'all cooking in there. Salute to everybody building, gang. Salute, gang. Shout out to everybody watching, gang. Salute, man. Salute to everybody, gang. Turn me up. Don't turn me down.
These become very important variables as you look at it. And I'm saying this, and I'm here with Christine and Elmore as we go to Cincinnati, Ohio, to speak to a lot of young people, high school students and so forth at the Omega Conclave Convention. I'm sensitive. We're talking about autopsy, and I know this gets a little emotional.
Well, that's why I want to ask Miss Christine, who's there,
family,
Mr. Elmo.
He's on a road trip. They're on the road right now. They're going to do a speech. They're going to talk to a college and shit like that. They on the road going around doing they like doing like what you like, I guess like just like giving speeches, or you know what I mean, kind of just, you know, yeah, kind of just going places and I guess just talking to kids about safety, or you know what I mean, or just kind of, you know, what to do if you're alone, not to hang around a bunch of goddamn white kids. I bet they're going to an HBCU. I bet they're going to an all goddamn black college. Smash that motherfucking like button, man. Smash that like button, man. Yeah, Crump got them going around right now. They're going around doing different speeches and shit like that, different places now. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building, y'all. The Nolan Wells Foundation for show, they saying too, is on the way. Smash that like button.
Oh, there, Elmore there as well. Miss Christine, thank you so much.
I'm gonna hand the phone to Christine.
Okay. I know that it's difficult for you to listen to this, and I was keenly aware that you're in the background and you're having to deal with this. I wrote something this morning in my newsletter, and I said that, you know, you have been wanting transparency around this. First of all, good morning. Thank you for joining us. But you have been wanting transparency around this. But hearing the actual words and the results or whatever, that is extremely difficult. You want transparency, but then to be able to hear it is heart-wrenching. It's really a double-edged sword.
It is. And honestly, it's one of those things when we're sitting in it, because we have not been able to fully grieve, right? So there's a bit of
They in a Sprinter bus, y'all. If I said a tour bus, my bad. Sprinter bus. They in a Sprinter bus going around right now. They speaking at different events. They pulling up. You know, I'm sure they talking to young college kids. You know, they son was a college student, so I'm sure them going to colleges makes sense. Going to talk to kids about probably, you know, just speaking about awareness, probably, you know what I mean, and safety and you know what I mean, just appreciating life, and you know what I mean, do it while you can right now. You know, just live life. I'm sure they kind of just, you know, going places, just giving speeches, trying to kind of tell kids just to, you know, enjoy life, man, and be aware of everything around you.
Association that occurs. And I too have to just always take a moment to step back and be like, okay, however it goes, right? Like it has to, in some way, like it has to be accepted. But again, I can't fully accept the answers and things that were told to us at the beginning, because
why are y'all telling me she's mixed, she's Asian, she's Blasian? I said they probably going to black colleges because of what happened to her son and what's going on in Mississippi. And you know, this is a black topic. That's what I meant, gang. Y'all need to catch up, man. I don't know if that's, y'all gotta catch up, man. Y'all gotta keep up with me, gang.
it was too soon. There was no investigation. Stories did not align. And so for people to say, hey, you know, why can't you just accept it as a drowning and be done, and those things that have occurred. But, you know, that's why we needed that independent autopsy. We needed to make sure that whatever was found was true. But of course, when you don't have the complete picture, that also, you know, kind of makes you question even more, like, what exactly are we dealing with? And we need that. Like, my husband and I, our family, we need those questions answered.
When you got the news that the autopsy for the state autopsy was done, what went through what was that like for you? What did you think?
I said, oh, wow. But then again, like Attorney Crump said, the DA did reach out. Actually, I had texted the victim's advocate, Amanda, saying, hey, were there any updates for the autopsy? I know the coroner told us it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for the toxicology report to come back, which I know that was kind of the main thing they were stressing. And so then I think that afternoon, so today is what? So I think that was maybe a day or two ago, the DA had called and I missed the call. And by the time I saw it, it was too late and I wasn't going to call her at 9 o'clock because I've had to change the settings on my phones because of the harassing phone calls.
Hold on. Let me run that back a little bit.
The DA did read.
What went through what was that like for you?
Hold on.
I said, oh, wow. But then again, like Attorney Crump said, the DA did reach out. Actually, I had texted the victim's advocate, Amanda, saying, hey, were there any updates for the autopsy? I know the coroner told us it takes about 2 to 3 weeks for the toxicology report to come back, which I know that was kind of the main thing they were stressing. And so then I think that afternoon, so today is what? So I think that was maybe a day or two ago, the DA had called and I missed the call. And by the time I saw it, it was too late and I wasn't going to call her at 9 o'clock because I've had to change the settings on my phones because of the harassing phone calls I've been getting.
I want to talk to you about all of that. But just one more thing before we go into that. I just spoke with Ben about transparency. What are you hoping from Mississippi, whoever's releasing this information, whether it be the medical examiner's office, the state, or the DA? What would you like from them? You want to hear everything, I'm sure.
I would like for everyone to just do their job. I would like for everyone to treat this as if this was their child or their family member and give us the same honesty, transparency, and respect that they would expect for them or their family.
Amen. Now, can we talk about the other stuff? You went there, so I feel like
let's go. Turn up, Lemon. Come on, Lemon. Turn up, fam.
We've been reporting on it.
Now, come on, Lemon. Stop the bullshit, fam. Get to the real questions, fam. Yeah, you know what I mean? Tight ass t-shirt on, bro. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. Get to it, fam. Smash the like button. Salute to everybody in the building. Gang, light some gas up. It's Friday night, y'all. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells. We've been breaking this thing down. We've been combing through it. We are very unbiased over here. We really just want the truth. We want to know what happened. We just want the truth. But will we get the truth? You know what I mean? There's a lot of racism play a part in this shit, man. Smash the like button and salute to everybody in the building. The autopsy is on the way, goddammit.
It's disgusting.
Like the gas,
I'm going to start with one thing, and then I'll talk about the harassment of you, and especially as a mother and then as a medical professional, and I know you take your profession very seriously when you said, I love everybody. Black, white, red, green, it does not matter. So do not get that wrong. And you've always had really good reviews. But I want to talk about this blaming the victim and smearing the victim. The reports that we've been hearing. No, Nolan was drinking. He was doing this. He was doing that. Why? I guess we know why they're doing it, but I want to know what your assessment is, how you feel about that, because let's just say that he was. I'm not saying that he was. Let's just saying that whatever he was doing, that doesn't mean that you have to die. Then that doesn't mean he was the only one.
Exactly.
And
let me ask you this real quick. I don't want to fuck it up here. I'm sorry. But what do y'all think? How you think mom and dad gonna feel if they do come back that he was full of that goddamn cocaine? Though I know y'all gonna say, well, Scotty, that ain't got nothing to do. I'm just saying, I get it. If somebody killed him, they killed him, whether you're on cocaine, whether you're on meth, no matter what. You drunk, it don't matter. You do not deserve to be murdered. I understand that part. I'm saying, how do y'all think mom will feel if they come out and put that shit everywhere, all over the place, that your son drowned while on cocaine, while full of drugs? Do y'all think that's gonna hurt like a motherfucker, man? If they come out and say that your son died and him being, probably high on drugs is probably the reason, full of alcohol and drugs, 18-year-old, that's probably the reason why he died. Do you think they finna hit mom with that? Who think they finna hit the parents with that? They finna hit him with, not only was he on cocaine, he had a high alcohol blood level and and he drowned. Accidental drowning, full of cocaine. Do y'all think they finna hit this family with that gang? Because if they do, man, Mississippi probably finna burn the fuck down. Smash that like button. Let's get back to Don Lemon. He asking all the right questions, man. Don Lemon's asking her. He getting to it.
Die. Then that doesn't mean he was the only one.
Exactly.
And what do you think young people do? On my senior trip, I was, out there, right? So I'm just saying, kids have fun. So what does that have to do with anything? That's what I don't understand. What's your assessment on this?
Honestly, I feel like that is a way, which we've seen this before, right? Pattern recognition. We've seen this where things have happened, especially when we talk about the Black community. And, after the death, it's a smear campaign. It's, what can we find out about this person? What can we say? And, that's something, my family and I, especially my husband and I, we definitely do not appreciate. But we can't fight everyone that wants to have an opinion. But also, too, it's part of society that has been allowed to occur, which is it's gut-wrenching at best. Because if you were in our situation, how would you feel if there were millions of people who are saying, oh, hey, well, he was at an island. He was heavily drunk. And again, even with the drinking, there are so many conflicting stories, only because I have spoken with adults who knew Nolan very well, coaches that were out there. One in particular, I think he told me he saw Nolan somewhere between like 2:45 and 3:30. He was like, Christine, yeah, we talked for a while. We talked about college. We talked about his life, his plans. And he was like, he was perfectly fine. Because I think it had bothered him too that there was this narrative.
Okay, so one of the coaches was out there. One of the coaches was out there and said they bumped into Nolan. They bumped into Nolan, and they said, it seems like there's a lot of people out there that know Nolan well, and nobody's seen him after. Yeah, it's getting man. So one of the coaches was there as well who talked to Nolan, but nobody saw Nolan after 4:30 or after 3 o'clock, whatever. Nobody saw Nolan after the boys left, but his coaches are out there. His homies are out there. So girls is out there. He know a lot of people out there, man. How come nobody saw him? This is what make people think he on that goddamn boat. Yeah, this is what makes people think he on that boat because there's so many people out there that know him. Look, how when you watch The Simpsons, they put all the characters in all those same scenes. It'd be the Krusty the Clown be over there, goddamn Flanders and shit, goddamn. You be like the same people everywhere they go. The same. That's what goddamn the Ocean Springs sound like. Sound like the goddamn Simpsons. All the characters are everybody. The Katie, everybody's there. And nobody saw this nigga Nolan after 4:30. Man, you know what I mean? See, that's why everybody's saying he on that goddamn boat, man. All the characters from the show is there, but nobody saw Nolan. He just drowned. His nigga just float up the day later. He float. Something, you know what I mean, man? Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
45 and 3:30. He was like, Christine, yeah, we talked for a while. We talked about college. We talked about his life, his plans. And he was like, he was perfectly fine. Because I think it had bothered him too that there was this narrative of, oh, he was sloppy drunk. Like and it started at the very beginning. It was, oh, he was sloppy drunk. And I'm like, but was he though? Or is this a narrative that you guys want to use to kind of have us just accept that it was a drowning?
Mom said she think everybody. Now remember, one of Nolan's friends came and said Nolan was fucking, the word he used, I quote, he said Nolan was fucking hammered, dude. Remember that? One of the friends came and said, man, hey, dude, hold on, dude. Last time I seen Nolan, man, you know what I mean? Hey, man, Nolan was fucking hammered, dude. You know what I mean? Like everybody said, not everybody, but people are saying that Nolan was out there drinking. Now, Mom is saying that one of the coaches talked to her and said, I seen Nolan out there. I talked to him around, 2:30, 3 o'clock type shit. Nolan was perfectly fine, man. Nolan wasn't staggering around. Nolan wasn't faded. Like, Nolan had a white powder around his nose. Nolan looked perfectly fine, had a normal conversation with me. So who do you believe at this point, man? See, now we at that part. That's what makes this shit such a mystery, because now we at the crossroads with not only Katie and Warren. You know what I mean? Now we got the coach and the friend who said, hey, man, Nolan was hammered, dude. Then you get the coach saying, nah, bro, I seen him. He was perfectly fine. So somebody's lying, man. Somebody's lying. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody. But we're not missing shit over here, gang. We breaking down everything.
Mm-hmm. Are you prepared for whatever it is? I know that's tough. And you know that's a yes and no question.
Honestly, it's hard to be prepared in any way with the way we have been thrusted onto the national stage and just kind of everything. And it's going to take a long time. So even, God willing, when we do get honest, transparent answers, right? Even when we get those answers, it's still going to take a moment, not even a moment. It's still going to take a while for us to digest and really accept that. Because again, and this is just me now speaking from a medical standpoint, we're kind of stuck in one of the stages of grief because we don't have answers. And that's the thing people don't understand. Everyone grieves differently. You hit those stages of grief at different times, and sometimes you feel like they might go on at the same time. But right now, we're kind of just stuck, and we can't move forward because we don't have answers.
So when you talk about all the things that have been spread,
Compton bomb, man. He said Shady K knew exactly what happened, man. Shout out to Compton bomb, y'all. Salute to Compton, man. Y'all know Compton fuck with a nigga over here, man. Salute to everybody. But the Compton bomb is stuck on Katie, man. He's saying follow Katie, and you will find out exactly what happened to Nolan, man. Yeah, I don't think Compton bomb believes Nolan never got on that boat. Smash that like button. Salute to my guy Compton bomb.
There is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing, who's been doing the interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
Why she say his name? Man, that's what he wanted, gang. That's exactly what he wanted, man. Dixie Plate. What's good, Dixie Plate Chronicles? That's exactly what he wanted, man. He was exactly what he wanted. He was, boy, I gotta go check in. I gotta go check in with Tatum, man. I gotta go check in with Tatum in a minute. I gotta see how he responded to this, gang. Smash that like button. We gotta go check in with Tatum in a minute, gang.
Former officer who is a far right.
I gotta go check in with Tatum in a minute.
Interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
I respect that. And that's the right answer for everybody, I believe. And I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
So let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying they're his best friends. Some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about
Hold on, salute, y'all. This is the part we want to hear right here. This is what we want to hear. Shout out to Solo Dolo, man. Work, but I'm still listening, still lighting gas up. Salute, go. Solo Dolo, don't get fired. You work at the old folks home, and you still lighting up. Come on, fam. Yeah. I'm gonna find out which one get your ass fired, my nigga. Nigga tell me he's still lighting up and shit. He worked at the old folks home. You already told me you work for a nursing home. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the video game. This is what I want to hear. I want to hear about these interviews. I want to hear what mom got to say about the interviews that Officer Tatum did with the boys.
We'll go with Warren. You don't know. One of them even said, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family? But go.
Again, distraction. We're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
Dad.
Hold on. Let me run it back. Let me run it back.
Let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying they're his best friends. Some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this. And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family? But go.
Again, distraction. We're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day, I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
Dad, you've been here. We saw you yesterday with
Shout out to Dad,
not only
man.
speaking up for your son, but for others as well who have been involved in mysterious deaths. That was a very emotional moment for you, and the vulnerability I saw there. What do you want to say to folks who are your wife is getting threats? She's being harassed. Those families have been treated like they're a nuisance by police departments, according to the reporting. What do you want to say to America about this?
Like my wife said, just from a parent standpoint, we just want to know what happened. We want a fair and thorough investigation, just like the other families, because we hurt just like them. If this was their children, they would want to know. They would want to go to every resource they can get to the ends of the world to find out what happened. So then that's all we're doing. We're not accusing anyone. We just want to know what happened to our son, because it doesn't add up. Times don't add up, stories don't add up, and it just doesn't. So we just want a fair and thorough investigation so we can grieve properly, because we can't, because there are so many answers, but so many questions that are not answered.
I don't know if you want to respond to this, or Ben or Christine. The father of one of the young men who's been speaking out has put up a $50,000 reward, reportedly.
Here we go.
What do you think of that, Ben or Elmore or Christine?
Yeah, we are happy with anybody who wants to share the objective to get into the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. So we applaud it, and we say, yeah, let's all work together to get answers, because we, as we've said continuously, Don Lemon, adamantly, somebody saw something, somebody knows something. I mean, and that's what you want, are answers.
Mm-hmm. Ben, yes, we all do want answers in this. Can you talk to us about that press conference yesterday? Because it's not just, and all of them 18 years old, these young people, right? There was a very emotional press conference with the family and the grandmother.
You know what I was hoping Ben Crump would say? I was hoping Ben Crump was finna go out like Muhammad Ali or somebody. Just a time for just the perfect line, man. I thought Crump would say, man, fuck that white boy and his goddamn money, man. Your goddamn son killed Nolan. I thought he was gonna give me. I was waiting on that. I was either fuck him, fuck that money. Tyler Perry, Al Sharpton, T.O. We put the paper up. The paper's been put up, nigga. Your motherfucking ass on, nigga. I'm thinking like he finna scold him. He's finna scold him for that. Yeah, I mean, you trying to play a part, man. I believe your son had something to do with this, man. We don't want your fucking money, man. Put that shit away. We do not want that shit. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. I thought he was gonna go off, man.
You chose to highlight that at the Urban League. Tell us why.
You know, I am so thankful that Christine and Elmore, Nolan's parents, were open to being able to use the attention that they have been blessed with in the loss of their son to try to help other 18-year-old Black boys who were lost in similar manner as Nolan. Don Lemon, you and I have been doing this for years, where you use your platforms to give, a voice to those who don't have a voice. And when you saw that press conference yesterday, you saw two families completely devastated, where you had that 18-year-old Black boys, three families, all in search of the truth, coming together about what really happened to their children. You had Daniel Irvin, who, like Nolan, they're saying it was an accidental drowning, even though his mother said he was on the swim team. And the fact that he was, on a fishing trip or something with two other white teenagers, he allegedly accidentally drowns, and then they throw away his cell phone, they throw away his clothes, and they delete all their text messages with him. And his mother, Tamika, is out of her mind trying to say, where's my baby? And after 4 days and all-out search where the activist community and everybody
right here in Dallas, right here in Dallas.
Then one of the young men and his parents come forward and say, well, he accidentally drowned and we were scared, so we got rid of evidence, and, you know, we are sorry. And so they're charged with tampering with evidence that they lied about, and his mother.
They say, y'all, and make sure if y'all can, man, we gotta keep our eyes on this court date. When the white boy, or when what's his name, Lucas Roper, when he goes to court out here in Dallas, I need to be in the courtroom. I need to pull up. I need to go check that out. Yeah, I need to pull up, man. I need to pull up to Dallas the next time Lucas Roper goes to court for sure. I need to take y'all there. Rest in peace to Daniel Irvin, man. That's some bullshit, man. We need murder charges. Fuck that tamper with evidence shit.
Tamika is saying, if you lied about his cell phone, you lied about throwing away his clothes, you lied about deleting text messages, then how can we believe you when you say he accidentally drowned when my son was a swimmer? And the fact that the Dallas Police Department took 3 months, even after they confessed to doing all of this, Don Lemon, before they did anything. And she adamantly believes that it was because of Nolan Wells that they finally arrested them for tampering with evidence. She didn't think they were going to do anything. And this was just this black mother by herself just fighting down. Nobody gave them any attention in the media and stuff. And so that's what this is about, trying to make sure people know our children's lives matter too. And then, Don, Tyler Smith in Lexington, Kentucky. I mean, on 4th of July, this is the same day that Nolan goes missing. Her son, Lindsay Smith's son, Tyler, is at the house celebrating 4th of July, and he's the only black person there. And he somehow ends up shot in the head, dead. 911 is called, the police come, and then they say they were playing Russian roulette.
Man, you got me fucked up, bro. I mean, hell nah, bro. Man, your kinfolk get killed, your whoever, somebody you love closely died. Somebody say we was all playing Russian roulette. So nah, you got me fucked up, fam. Nah, we burning some shit down. You mean to tell me so one of y'all was supposed to, everybody was in a suicide. Y'all was all, you know what I mean? Well, shoot yourself now then. You know what I mean? Remember you, shit, let me see. The only way I'm gonna believe you is if you blow your damn brains out right there in front of me. You know what I mean? Whoever was playing Russian roulette with my bro, go ahead and shoot yourself now. And like, let me see you do it. Cause I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know if y'all was playing or not. Let's play again. Yeah, let's run that shit back. We don't believe that shit, gang. He was in a party full of white kids, 4th of July. Everybody, you know, kicking it, chilling and shit, enjoying life. And everybody's going through a suicide circle and shit, passing the pistol around. You do it, dude. You do it, man. You spin that motherfucker. You do it, dude. Everybody's passing the you turn, motherfucker. Like, come on, man. So it just turned into just a suicide party. It just out of nowhere, shit just got dark. Man, somebody shot that young man in the head, fam. Rest in peace to Tyler Smith, man, Lexington, Kentucky, man.
That it was an accidental shooting, that he shot himself. And the police didn't on his hands or anybody's hands. They just take their word for it.
You said no gunshot residue test because you cut out. The police didn't do a gunshot residue test, right? And then
nobody.
when she said when
gunshot residue test done on nobody's hands at the party in the Tyler Smith case, where they say he was playing Russian roulette and just the only black person there. He just so happened to be the nigga that pulled the lucky trigger. Yeah, he won the lottery that night. Yeah. He won the lottery that night. Out of everybody there, the one nigga just blew his shit all over the wall in front of everybody. Everybody runs and shit. They say he was playing Russian roulette. The police don't test nobody hands for gunpowder residue.
Wow. Told the grandmother and they asked, you know, how do you know it was an accidental or whatever? And she said, because they said so, the people with him. That's not an investigation.
That's not an investigation, but thank God for that courageous black grandmother who refused to say, no, I'm not going to just let y'all sweep my grandson death under the rug. She kept asking for the gunshot residue. She kept arguing. So they took a gun that was there at the scene that they said was where he used to kill himself. And they then did an analysis. Don Lemon, they found out that the casings did not match that gun. And so then they had to investigate everybody who was at the house. Nobody volunteered anything. They went 7 days later to a young man's house, surrounded it, and then finally he came out and offered the gun and said, "This is the gun that he shot himself with."
What?
And you would think
What?
they would say, "Hold on,
Man,
why
ain't no
did you tell us
motherfucking way.
this the day we went to the house? Why did you tamper with evidence? Why did you take evidence away from the scene?" They only charged him with tampering with evidence. They still have not charged anybody with killing Tyler Smith, even though if you didn't do anything wrong, why would you take the gun from the scene of the alleged shooting? And so it's just god awful. And, you know, we have to continue to stay on that. I think all of these cases, we're going to find the answers out to what happened. We're going to find it out. 3 18-year-old black boys.
That's
Ben, I don't want to take up too much of your time, but I have to ask you some legal questions here because it's part of the story, and I want to get debunk stuff that's not true.
Yep.
So there have been reports of legal maneuvering from the mom, the parents, to open up the estate, to investigate, possibly sue people who are for misinformation. Are those things true? Do you want to talk about that?
Certainly, Don. As you know, we're not law enforcement, so to get subpoena power and information, we have to have a legal apparatus. So, state in Nolan Wells' name, and because we have to do
Ben,
that.
can you back up a little bit? You cut out. I'm sorry. Back up just a little bit. I want everybody to hear this. Pardon me.
Yeah. Let's be clear. Because we're not law enforcement, we're private entities, and we have to use certain legal apparatuses that are available to us. One such thing is we open up estates, which, as we all know, is the only entity that can speak for somebody once they are deceased. And so his mother is over his estate. But once we get the estate open, Don Lemon, that then gives us the right to be able to subpoena people and entities and corporations to preserve evidence, to preserve information. So that's why we sent those subpoenas out, because we want that evidence to be preserved, because we don't know what is going to be relevant and not relevant, but we don't want it to be destroyed or lost. And so we want to look at the phone records. We want to look at the social media records. We want to look at the text messages, because that may be very valuable information to discovering what happened to Nolan Wells.
Mm-hmm. And this possible intent to sue, is that part of that? Does that go along with those?
You have to say that language to preserve it. Like, we, in anticipation of litigation, we want to make sure you preserve this information. Right now, we don't know where the information is going to lead us.
As of now,
we don't know what the answers are, but we're in a ferocious search for the truth. And based on that, then we will do things that are necessary to get some measure of justice for Nolan Wells' family. We hope and pray that we can find out the answers as to what happened to Nolan, and that the district attorney and the government authorities would do what is appropriate based on the evidence that is ascertained. We want to make sure that this is treated just as if it was anybody's child that was taken, that you will say we want equal justice. And as I said over and over again, I am for truth, no matter who it implicates or who it exonerates. I am for justice, no matter who it convicts or who it acquits. We are for transparency so everybody can see.
And the question you were asked yesterday about the father of one of the young men saying that that you somehow slandered his son, and he's looking at suing.
I don't even know. I don't even know who he is. It's a distraction, Don. I don't even recall calling any of those young men's names ever out of my mouth. But it's a distraction.
I don't recall it either. Yeah.
Yeah, and we're not going to be
It's Warren's dad. Warren's dad.
So I will say to the parents, while we're here, Mr. Elmore, do you have anything else that you want to say? Transparency from the DA's office, from the state of Mississippi, for what your family's dealing with?
No, just like Mr. Crumb said, we just want a truthful and a transparent and a fair investigation. We want no answers. And until that's the only time we can agree.
Mom.
Once again, if there is anyone who has original photos, videos, if you saw something, please contact the hotline. Just so we again can get the answers that we are desperately searching for. And if you really are Nolan's friend and you saw something, you need to call. You absolutely need to call, because at the end of the day, if it were you and your parents, I'm sure they would be doing the same.
Thank you, Miss Christine. Thank you, Ben. Ben, just can you hand the phone? Ben, thank you. And I really appreciate you joining us. And I want to make sure that you said everything. Yeah.
Hopefully, we're going to have more breaking news on Lexington, Kentucky. I think some people are about to tell us what really happened in that house with Tyler Smith. We'll keep you informed.
Thank you, Benjamin Crump, Elmore, and Christine Wansley. Thank you so much.
I sure hope they they find out something in all them cases, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, y'all. You know, as of right now, I guess the autopsy is the main thing people are waiting on. But you know, I know a lot of y'all not gonna believe what the autopsy say, man. Like I said, how do y'all think the mom is gonna feel, the dad? How y'all think they're gonna feel if it comes out that their son accidentally drowned full of cocaine? If the state of Mississippi puts that out there, do y'all think that would really be a blow to the story? Do y'all think they'll keep fighting and say, bullshit, nigga, we don't believe it? You know what I mean? We think even if he drowned, somebody helped him drown, we don't believe it. Do y'all think no matter what this autopsy report reads, the family is going to say, we don't believe it? Now, shout out to Nolan Wells' mom and dad. As parents, we're going to all be suspicious, man. That's your baby, man. That's your child, man. Something happened to one of my kids, God forbid, man. You know, I'm not letting it go, gang. I'm not letting it go. Everybody's kids come home except for mine. Y'all had his only line of communication, his phone, where he couldn't call his family for help. If you know what I mean, like, you know what I mean? Like, you just feel like, nah, man, you can't let that kind of shit go, man. Your heart not gonna allow you to let that shit go, man. You just feel like, fuck that, man. Oh, you know what I mean? You just something ain't right about that, man. Something don't sound right. Smash that like button, gang. Now, not everybody rocks with the family, man. You feel me? Not everybody rocks with, you know, the mom and the dad and, you know, Don Lemon and, you know what I mean, and Ben Crump. Some people think they lying. Some people think it's a money grab. Some people really believe that, you know, they really trying to railroad these boys. This is a witch hunt, man. And of course, the number one person that really believes that, man, is probably gonna be y'all dog right here, man. Probably your man's Officer Tatum.
When you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is
everybody believe him, gang.
Mentioned his name.
Some people think that this is a witch hunt. Some people think that no, in it at all.
Go ahead.
Man's like button.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum. No.
He was waiting on that.
What do you think of that, Ben or Elmore or Christine?
Yeah, we are happy with anybody who wants to share the objective to get into the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells.
You want unity, but you're not talking to nobody and you just making up lies. Sometimes the greatest acts of heroism doesn't happen on the battlefield. They happen inside an ordinary. Let me get, but I be respectful to his mama.
Let's see what Tatum talking about today.
I do have criticisms.
Let's see what Tatum talking about. Shout out to the
when you watch this video, you're going to see why I have criticisms. Roll the clip.
When you talk about all the things that have been spread, there is this officer, I hate mentioning his name, a former officer who is a far right wing.
You knew he couldn't wait for this shit.
Interviews and has been saying, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not even going to comment on Brandon Tatum.
You knew he was waiting on this shit.
Time out. Do you guys find that kind of suspicious or interesting that Don Lemon said, I'm not going to mention his name? Fair enough. If you don't want to give a person publicity, if you don't believe they're legitimate, you won't say the person's name. He said, I'm not going to say his name is this officer, right? Then mom gets on, and you would think she would say, I'm not talking about that dude. He's irrelevant. He's not worth my time. I'm not talking about this guy you talking about either. Why would she say Brandon Tatum? She put my full name out there. And in my personal opinion, she wants people who hate me to come out and know who I am and search me and do all that other stuff, but refuse to address specific things that they're saying that I'm saying. And they have never addressed some of the things that the boys have said. You have not heard them address the phone thing.
So Tatum is saying the mama just dropped a bag on his ass. Tatum is saying the mama just put a hit on that nigga. Look how mama got that smirk on her face. Look at that smirk on mama's face right there. Tatum is saying mama just put a hit on me online. In case motherfuckers didn't know who I was, in case they didn't know my name was Brandon, and for anybody who wasn't familiar with me, man, she wanted to let everybody know I'm the nigga. It's Brandon Tatum, the one who on that fuck shit out there, man. He say she just dropped a fresh bag on his ass online, man. He said she did this so everybody would, hate me and come at me, and if they didn't know, now they know. This dude keep backtracking. Shout out to rest in peace to Nolan, man. R.I.P. Nolan Wells. Shout out to the Clardy Show, gang. Salute, fam. Salute, fam. He said this nigga here be moonwalking, Skull. Smash that like button, gang. Yeah, Tatum is now saying that mom right here, you know what I mean, just basically threw his name out there so he can be harassed.
Have not addressed them because Warren said that he told Nolan's mother that he had the cell phone and the keys. They have not said that he lied about it. They won't even talk about it.
Okay, how y'all feel about that, gang? So Warren is saying when he made the call, he called Javon. He got Miss Christine's number. Miss Christine acknowledged the fact that Warren did call her. Warren is saying when he called her, they didn't have to track no phone at all. You could track it if you just want to know the address where we at, but Warren is saying we told her we had the phone and the car keys. She knew all that from the first phone call. After that, I called the Coast Guard. She called 911. But this is what Tatum is saying. Tatum is saying that, he's saying, how come they won't dispute this? How come they won't say Warren is lying about this? He said Warren said they didn't have to look for nothing. When I called her, we told her we got the phone, we got the car. We don't know where Nolan is. He said, how do y'all feel? Do y'all believe that? Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
It came up on Chris Cuomo, and you guys will see that shortly. It came up on
Smash
Chris Cuomo,
like gang.
and they pivoted. They didn't even address what Cuomo said. They just pivoted to
Come on,
something
gang.
else.
Talk to me
All
in chat.
Continue.
I respect that. And that's the right answer for everybody, I believe. And I feel like, because I mentioned him, I'm like, why did I even mention him? Because he doesn't deserve a platform.
No, he does not.
So let's talk about the people, the young men that he's been interviewing. They're saying they're his best friends. Some of them you said that you don't know. One of them even said, "Oh, Nolan would be outraged by the way his parents are handling this." And I'm like, wait, what? Like, why on earth would somebody go on and say that about a grieving family? But
Again, distraction. We're not even going to address them or that man. We only want the truth. Again, at the end of the day.
Do anybody in my chat do any of y'all feel like Nolan's mom is holding back information? Talk to me, gang. Do anybody feel like Nolan's mom is holding back information? Like it's things that she know about this whole investigation as far as what the boys are saying to be real or fake? Do you think Nolan's mom is holding back? Like, is certain things she could say that could make the boys look more innocent? It's things, it's things that she could tell and put out there that she's not putting out there? Because Warren is swearing up and down that, hey, she didn't have to look for no cell phone. I called her and told her I got it. We got his car and his keys. Y'all can have it. We're not holding it from nobody. But yet and still, she want to address none of this. She want to address nothing that the boys are saying. Smash, how do y'all feel, gang? Smash that like button, gang. Talk to me in the chat, gang. Do y'all feel like Nolan's mom is kind of holding back on certain things that she could say to make the boys, not look so fishy? Salute to everybody, Billy gang. Look, talk to me, gang. We're going to talk about everything. When it comes to the Nolan Wells case, gang, we're going to talk about everything.
I'm going to say it like I've been saying it. The only question we have is what happened to Nolan. That's what we need to know. That's it. That's all.
When you talk about all the...
Oh, I'm talking about Mama. I got a question for you. With all due respect, why then, if you want to know what happened to Nolan, did your attorney not talk to me before I ever talked to the other side? All right, we passed that point. How come when Nicole or Ashley...
Why would the attorney have to talk to you, bro? Like, this nigga is full of shit. Yeah, Tatum, why would Crump have to talk to you, bro? For what, bro? What is he talking to you for before you ain't even talked to the boys yet? Why would Crump talk to you? Why do you think Crump owes you a conversation, bro? Why do you think anybody owes you any evidence or anything to do with this case, bro? You just threw yourself in it with the Mississippians and these white boys I never met a day in my life. I wasn't here. I didn't witness nothing. They innocent. And this nigga here is crazy, man.
Reached out to you via text, which she showed me, which we posted online, that you didn't respond to Warren's mother to even talk to her and get any information that she may have. The boys already have been investigated by law enforcement. We will not know exactly what they said for a time period, which could be a long time. I don't know. They got to go to grand jury and everything. So we will never know what they said to the police unless you talk to them directly. Why, if you want to know what happened to your son, would you talk to the people that last seen him alive? You're saying they saw him alive last. They're reaching out to you and saying, we want to talk. Let's have a conversation. But instead, you guys refuse to talk to them, refuse to talk to me, and then get online and push stuff that you have to later redact because you could have talked to them first and cleared it up, talked to their attorneys and cleared it up. You could have gotten all the boys' statements that have been compiled before the police put it out in the public so you can have a clear perspective before you go out in the public. But they did not do it. You know what they did? The first thing they did before they talked to any parent, any person involved, before they talked to anybody, they went and got Benjamin Crump. And they went and got Benjamin Crump. And what are they doing? The day that their son is put into the ground, they go get his estate, establish an estate, and then prepare to sue. Now, if you don't know what happened and you have not made a determination, all you want to know is what happened, then why are you prepping to sue people? You're going to sue them for what? I'm not prepping to sue anybody. I'm not acting like I know exactly what happened to Nolan. I'm just taking the information that's presented to me and saying, this is what they're saying.
Don, remember Ben Crump said they are not suing anybody. They're prepping to preserve evidence. That's what he said. He said that they wasn't prepping to sue. They wasn't about suing anybody. That's what Ben Crump just said to Don Lemon. Smash
so evidence of this. What do the other people got to say?
Smash. That's what Ben Crump said.
Already talking about suing people. Already getting the state in his name the day he's putting the rest on his funeral. Because you're already looking at suing people in a lawsuit, and when you don't even know yet what happened to your son. But what's really happened is they already made up in their mind that they're going to blame these white boys. And so anybody saying anything to the contrary of what they're pursuing, they say, oh, I don't want to hear from this person. Oh, that person is illegitimate. Oh, my son wasn't friends with these boys. He wasn't friends with them? Maybe you just wasn't aware that he was friends with them, but according to social media and Instagram and photos and him staying the night over their house and him leaving his car at their house and him going out to Horn Island with them, he's not their friend. Well, then who is his friend? And why wasn't he hanging out with them and not these white boys when he's at home 3 or 4 days a week? So they all just made this up. Hey, I'm not there. I wasn't there. All right.
Right. He wasn't there. He wasn't there.
Father of one of the young men who
wasn't there.
Speaking out has
fair.
put up
He
a
wasn't there,
$50,000 reward reportedly. What do you think of that, Ben or Elmore or Christine?
I knew it. See, look, before this party became up, I knew it. I know how Tatum get down, fam. I know how Tatum get down, man. I know how Tatum. Remember, y'all just heard what I said, right? I haven't watched this at all. I swear to God on everything I love, I haven't watched this at all. I have not watched this. I'm talking about this, whatever Tatum's finna say. I haven't watched nothing that Tatum's finna say. I have no idea what he's finna say. But when this part came up, remember I told you, I said Ben Crump should have blacked out in the ass. I said, man, fuck that white boy money. Nigga for the law. He should have said like an old slave nigga. Nigga, Mississippi. Nigga just went to some bullshit, right? Nigga, fuck that nigga money. Nigga, we don't want it. We don't need it. Justice for Nolan. You should have did that because now I think that because you didn't do that, I think that, boy, I could be totally wrong, but it seemed like to me that Tatum is finna try to eat off that. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. Y'all put some color in the chat, gang. The chat ain't moving like that, gang. No color. Put some color in the chat. Y'all turn this bitch up, man. Rest in peace, man, to Nolan Wells.
Yeah. We are happy with anybody who wants to share the objective to get into the truth of what happened to Nolan Wells. So we applaud it and we say, yeah, let's all work together to get answers because we as we've said continuously, Don Lemon, adamantly, somebody saw something. Somebody knows something. I mean, and that's what you want, are answers.
Mm-hmm. Now, if that was true, then his dad put up a $50,000 thing. Why don't you talk to him? Why don't you ring them and give them a phone call? You're saying y'all all going for no. Why don't you call the man and talk to him and see what he know? Instead of putting out fake information about his child, saying that his child must have been involved, sharing his picture all over the internet with no information, then saying that he must have got into a fight when the coach, Nolan's coach, said that wasn't his voice on the thing. And you can't tell me that his parents don't know that that little boat scuffle wasn't their son's voice. But yet they let Benjamin Crump put that on the internet to frame it as if these white boys must have done something to him.
Remember, we talked about that, gang. We talked about that. You did. Shout out to Tasha J, gang. Salute to Tasha J. Salute, gang. We spoke on that, gang. We spoke on that, man. Let me see. You a fool score. I love it here. Shout out to Jersey's on, gang. Salute, gang. Salute. You a vet. You a vet, gang. Salute. We spoke on that, gang. We spoke on that. You know what I mean? I mean, is Tatum dropping any gems right now, gang? Be honest with me, gang. Is Tatum saying anything that y'all feel like, yeah, that's kind of true? Or do y'all feel like, man, this dude is just a hater? He's jumping the gun. He don't even know these kids. He done poked his nose into an investigation that has nothing to fucking do with him.
But yet they let Benjamin Crump put that on the internet to frame it as if these white boys must have done something to him. You want unity, but you're not talking to nobody, and you just making up lies. If you talk to these boys, if they at least attempted to talk to these boys, they'll know who was on the boat. And instead of listening to a doctored phone call with a made-up transcript, they could go and talk to each boy and say, well, what did you say then? Is that you on a thing? Okay, what did you say? Is that you? Well, what did you actually say? Is that you? What did you say? Okay. They're saying that they said this. Oh, they told this to the police. Then maybe we can chill a little bit on the accusations until we get more evidence. But that's not what they want. Let me just real quickly debunk a few things and let you guys know how I even got involved in this in the first place.
Please tell us. Please.
I'm going to demand an apology for some of these people who are out here lying on my name, including DL, some of these other fools, Benjamin Crump. They're all lying to you guys and being disingenuous about my position in this. First and foremost, let me show you guys evidence that I reached out to Benjamin Crump before I ever heard from Nicole, Warren, any of these people. I didn't.
And why would he talk to you, bro? You fucking hate black people. Like, what would make him want to talk to you, bro? You the same dude. I think you said, you know, George Floyd deserved. He was high. Like, you didn't say it the way you Charlie Kirk partner and shit. Why would he talk to you? Like, we don't understand what the fuck made you think you were a candidate for him to go sit there and talk to you, especially if you ain't talk to the boys. You know what I mean? If you talk to the boys, I guess he don't want to talk to you. But what the fuck are you talking about? Why do you need to talk to you, bro? He don't fuck with niggas like you. You know that already, bro. You already know y'all stand on two different sides, bro. You understand that. Why would he want to bring this murder case to this 18-year-old boy? Why would he want to bring this to you? For what? Who the fuck are you? A YouTuber. Like, why would he want to give up? Why? You're not a cop anymore, bro. You're not a cop, Jay Reed. You not a cop, Jay Reed. Somebody tell this nigga Tatum, you not a cop no more, Tatum. You not a cop, Jay Reed. You not a cop no more, Jay Reed. You not a cop, Jay Reed. This nigga supposed to check in with him for what? Man, that like,
I didn't even hear from them. I had no idea that they even wanted to talk to me. They messaged us, and I'll show you the email here in a second. But they messaged us on a communication thing. I forget what is it called? Contact form. We reached out to Benjamin Crump and them first, and they refused to talk to me. Let me show you the email. I think we got to pull it up right here. I'm gonna read it to you.
It says, Dear Media Relations Team, and this is directly at press@bencrump.com. And the reason we know this is his email because they responded to us after the 5th time claiming that they didn't want to do any interviews, yet they went on Cuomo and they also went on Don Lemon just recently. But let me read you what we said, and you tell me, is this reasonable, fair, and that this should be reasonable for them to at least respond to us the first 4 times. All right, this is the first thing that we said. We said, Dear Media Relations Team, I hope that you're doing well. I'm reaching out on behalf of the Officer Tatum, and this is my show director.
Smash that like my gang.
Reaching out on behalf of the Officer Tatum show.
We got more to look at,
invite
man.
Benjamin Crump or attorney Ben Crump
Smash
to
that
join
like
Brandon for a discussion regarding the Nolan Wells case. The Officer Tatum show reaches millions of viewers each month across YouTube, podcast platforms, and social media, with a combined audience of more than 3 million subscribers and followers. Given the public interest surrounding this case, we believe our audience would benefit from hearing Mr. Crump's perspective directly.
Hold on. Shout out to Mahim, man. Mahim said, only highlighting the fact that he reached out to Benjamin Crump to show that he's not being biased. He reached out to everybody, said Mahim. But Mahim, I want you to understand where I'm coming from. He knew damn well that Benjamin Crump probably is not gonna fuck with him once he do a background check on the guy and he gets this out. Nah, that's that dude. Nah, man, I don't want to bother that guy, bro. That guy gonna give you a hard time. He finna come. You know what I mean? I wouldn't do it if I'm Ben Crump's team. We do our research on who is Brandon Tatum. Should we talk to him? We saying fuck no, hell no. Why we want to talk to this guy? Hell no. He don't give a fuck about his people. He don't give a fuck about his community. He don't give a fuck. He can't stand us. Hell no. Anything I've ever anything we've ever preached about and marched for, he goes against that shit. So I don't think that Ben Crump had any reason to sit down with Tatum, because we don't give a fuck what side he on. Who are you? You know what I mean? Just because he's saying, oh yeah, the white boys are innocent. Sir, at this time when you're reaching out to Ben Crump, you don't even know these white boys. You've never met them in your life, fam. You don't have no idea who the fuck they are. Neither does Ben Crump. But at the same time, Ben Crump has a case he's looking into. What the fuck are you doing, bro? Like, you don't even know these dudes. You don't know what they did that night. You don't know shit. It's like me just showing up to a random murder case in a courtroom and just walking up to the defendant to say, bro, I know you're innocent, bro. It's just something about it, fam. I wasn't there. I don't know shit, but I heard your story. I think you're innocent, man. I don't know, nigga. This man, no autopsy, no toxicology report, no nothing. You know what I mean? Brandon Tatum, you didn't even know if the boy had been murdered or not. You said it about them, but you went and protected them white boys, and you didn't even know if he had been murdered or not. You had no clue. How dare you protect some people? You did without an autopsy. Because I'm not saying that nobody. Remember, I said I wasn't there. I don't know what happened. I'm just saying that a lot of things don't add up. A lot of shit from what they saying just don't. You know, it's things that sound fishy and funny. We just want to look into shit. We just asking questions. But you want some man for show. These boys didn't do it. You never met these dudes a day in your fucking life, and you wasn't there.
We believe
Smash the like button, gang.
Our audience wants to hear from Benjamin Crump and his perspective, to give him the same opportunity, the same dignity to present to you guys just as well as I gave the boys that reached out to us. Let me continue. Officer Tatum values respectful.
Hold on, look, yeah, let me go here real quick. Tatum worried about the wrong thing. He's not even concerned about how Nolan died. I feel like he's impeding on an investigation. Real shit. Shout out to Keisha's World, man. Salute to Keisha's World, man. Real shit. Like, he making it seem like people need to check in with him and shit. But why you didn't come talk to me? Bro, you're a fucking YouTuber. Why do I don't have to go talk to you, nigga? Not an attorney or nobody. You ain't the prosecution. You ain't the boys' guardians. Nigga, who are you? Hey, Adrian Rain said, been enjoying the content, Sco. You've been working. I'm finally able to enjoy a show without being behind the wheel. Salute, gang, down here in Laredo. Turning up, just dropped them engines off. Shout out to goddamn me, Adrian, gang. Salute, gang. Salute, gang. Yeah, salute. Get your money, goddamn it. Get your money. Salute, gang. I fuck with you, man.
Conversations and welcomes dialogue with guests from a variety of backgrounds and viewpoints. He would appreciate the opportunity to give Mr. Crump a platform to speak directly to his audience and share his thoughts on the case. The interview would be conducted via video call, last approximately 30 minutes, and we are happy to work around Mr. Crump's schedule to accommodate his availability. Please let us know if there's any interest in coordinating an appearance. Thank you for your time and consideration. Grant put his stuff in there. They know it's coming from me. we have an official email where they can attach the domain to legitimacy on our show. So there's no Gmail or nothing like that. We have an official email. They responded to us, just so you know, on the 5th try and said they don't want to interview after they've seen 4 attempts. And that is proving, go back, let's put the date out there for people so they know that we are clearly telling you the truth. July the 16th at 9:30 a.m. Now let's go to the first time we got anything from Warren's stepmother. Let's go to that. So my executive assistant reached out or sent the message to Grant, my show director and producer. She said, "Hi team, I received this last night via our event forms," which is really not the form that a person would reach out to us on. They would reach out to us on a contact form, but this is the events form.
Man,
it says, "Not sure if this is legitimate, but assume something a line about our kids that I'm gonna give the boys at least credence if they're on my show telling their story."
Smash that like button, gang. Salute everybody building.
We fly out there. We had no promise of an interview with none of the kids. The first day we got there, and I said this on TMZ, the first day we got there, we were invited to a dinner. We sat down at a dinner. There were a few boys, their parents.
With the dinner with
I think one of the attorneys was there.
What?
And we sat down and had a dinner.
So they sat there. He went to meet these boys he never met in his life. Sat down. They had an attorney there. The judge is there. Everybody there. They have a little quick meeting and shit. Sound like a goddamn. Sound y'all prepping for some media shit, right? This sound like a media prep. The attorney is there. The boys, they mom and shit. They sit down with Tatum and shit, and they start talking about how we finna address this shit in the media, man. Officer Tatum is a moniker. He actually doing journalism is why he's trying to reach out to people involved in the case. Now, I understand that, fam. I most definitely understand that, bro. I'm not knocking Tatum. I'm just saying sometimes the shit he say, you be like, bro, who the fuck do you think you are, bro? Like, you could come down to your level. You're not a law enforcement officer anymore. You're not a judge. You're not an attorney. Like, nobody has to meet with you, man. It's man, that like button, gang.
They did not want to discuss details of the case with us at the dinner. We did, however, because one of the parents was zealous enough to say, "Look, man, just look at maybe 2 things that the person had," because they were eager to be like, they lying about our kids.
Man. So my guy, man.
Look at this, they lying. And so we had maybe like a couple items like that occurred during the dinner, and during the dinner, and people try to act like these families are. One of the moms was crying because of what this had done to the community.
So Tatum is saying he sat down with the white boys and their moms, they dads, their family, the attorneys and shit. And he said he felt it, man. These boys are innocent, man. One of the moms broke down crying and said, "I can't believe, what the Knowles, what Nolan Wells, what his death has done to this community, man. As far as how his parents and Ben Crump and how people are handling this thing, we can't believe this shit, man. We hurt. Do y'all believe that, man?" Because remember, the parents of these white boys are not there. Whether y'all feel like they got something to do with it or not, whether they did it or they didn't do it. If they did do it, maybe it's a chance they parents don't know. You see Warren dad putting up 50 bands and shit. Would you put up 50 bands to get your own goddamn son turned in? So if they did it, you know what I mean? If they even did it, if they did it, then it's a chance they parents might not know. It might be on some "I know what you did last summer" type shit, nigga. Yeah. Some shit stay in between the guys. Y'all see my thumbnail, nigga? Shh, yeah. Yeah, nigga. You know what I mean? We know what you did last summer, nigga. Some shit stay between, nigga. Yeah. Niggas ain't telling shit and caught a body, nigga. Nigga done caught a body. They didn't tell nobody. Made a pact. They made a pact. We never know, gang. They might have made a pact. They could have caught the body and not told nobody. Parents don't really know what the fuck happened. There's a lot of different ways to look at this shit, gang. Let me check in with 3D Scope, man. Let me see. It's plenty of people who's in prison who still say they didn't do what they didn't do what they're there for. So what makes these boys be any different for lying too? Now that's real shit, man. Yeah, that's real. But you got to put them there, fam. I mean, we need some physical evidence to get them in there, man. Mahim said Tatum gave the black people the same opportunity. They declined. Whose fault is that? The videos weren't edited. Then Crump could have made sure the videos weren't edited. No, man, I'm just saying I don't think that he was the right guy, bro. Good message, wrong messenger to reach out to Crump and say, hey, maybe if somebody else would have did it, bro, but I think that I wouldn't. If I'm Benjamin Crump, Mahim, I'm not fucking with this dude, bro. I want to talk to you, man, about the boys. Do you know the boys? No. Okay. Are you their representation? No. Okay. Have you ever met them in your life? Do you know anything about? No. But okay. What the fuck am I talking to you for? Man, go that way, fam. I got an investigation to get back to. Go that way, bro. Yeah, we don't got time to play with you for your YouTube views. Go that way. Smash that like button, man.
Only for her children, but for Nolan. They knew Nolan. They were friends with Nolan. She's crying at the fact that this has all happened when this was Nolan's friends. And so that's how the dinner went. Moving forward, we went to Horn Island. We got more information from the other boys that were accused initially. I didn't talk to every single person that's involved in this. I only talked to 4 boys. 5 boys, if you add Tristan. So the 4 boys they originally accused, we talked to them, had some conversations. We went to Horn Island. Some things were described. They didn't want to be on camera. They didn't want to give us a statement, and I was fine with that. And then when I say statement, meaning on camera, then we went to the Airbnb that we had scheduled. We set up the thing. Eventually, they said, okay, Warren is going to give an interview. We said, all right, we already ready for him. Come give the interview. Warren was there. His lawyer was there. And then there was other people that was in Warren's team that was in another room separate from where we did the podcast. And I would.
So mom was there. A lawyer was there. Attorney was sitting there the whole. That's why that motherfucker keep cutting this shit. Remember that Jolly dude? What's old boy name? We gotta go check in with that nigga Jolly. What's his name? The Ginger Jolly nigga. We gotta go check in with Ginger Jolly again now, goddamn it. Yeah. That's why that motherfucking interview was cutting up and shit. The attorney is sitting right there and shit. Mom, the judge is in the next goddamn room listening and shit. I mean, everybody's right there. We knew it, man. We knew it. I gotta go check in with my nigga Ginger, man. I gotta get, because Ginger done broke some more shit down. I gotta go check in with him when it comes to the Warren interview, man. Jolly Ginger, yeah. I gotta go check in. Now that you say this, I wasn't gonna fuck with Jolly Ginger tonight. But now that you say this, I gotta go back and look at the interview. Now that I know that, because Jolly Ginger put part 2 out to what we watched the first time. He got a new one out. So now I gotta go back and look at this interview, because now we know his attorney is sitting right there on the other side. Smash, the judge is there. Everybody's there. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. You gonna watch it with me, Mahim? We just saw that on Don Lemon's show with Ben Crump. So, what did you see, fam? Let me know. My bad, I'm Mahim. Let me know what did you see? Smash that like button.
They couldn't hear because it was way on the other side of the Airbnb. So, with that being said, we did the interview with Warren. Before we started the interview, Tristan came over. I talked to Tristan and Warren before all that, and they were just talking. I don't know what happened, so I'm not interjecting anything. I'm just listening. And Tristan is saying a lot of incredible things that Warren was not privy to, because Warren and
think about it. Well, Mahim, you saying that Ben Crump just said that, but we don't know. Ben Crump was just talking. You feel me? Because Ben Crump wasn't there, ain't talked to these people, ain't communicated with nobody in that room. So how would Ben Crump know? I'm only going off what Tatum is saying. See, Crump probably just saying, yeah, I'm pretty sure the boys had attorneys in the room. Crump's an attorney. He understands how this shit works. So, yeah, he knew it. There's an attorney in the room. But this motherfucker was talking to the attorney. He was in the room. He's part of the whole play. He knows for a fact attorney was there. The judge was there. The mom, everybody was there. He just slipped up and gave it up. Everybody was there. At first, I think he was like, man, his mom wasn't there. Tatum did the interview, said that boy's mom was not there. She was not there. Who remember that shit? Tatum did an interview saying that boy's mom was not there. Now he said everybody was there, but they was in another room, though. They was like on the other side of the door. Remember, he said, no, his mom was not there. She wasn't there. That's what Tatum said. Now all of a sudden the attorney was there and everybody was there, but they was on the other, they were just in the next room over. Okay. Salute, gang. Salute. Smash the like button, gang.
They weren't on the same boat. They didn't come in and they didn't leave together. However, they are friends that share a same community friend group. Let's move forward. We interview Warren. Interview is over. We come back and we were like, okay, none of the other boys want to come interview, which I would have liked for all of them to be there at the same time, because they all got different pieces of the puzzle to put together because they were in different places at different times in part. Then we go, let's just interview Tristan while he's here. He's here. He seems like a very genuine young man. Let's just see what he has to say. I could not rehearse any of these things because I don't know none of what happened. I've only heard Benjamin Crump them side. So I'm asking basic questions. If you watch the interview, I'm just asking basic questions of them. Like, well, do you know how did you get the phone? Why was his phone left on the boat? I'm asking basic questions that a journalist would ask of them, and they gave me an answer. Now, I will say this. I verified nearly everything that they were telling me before I did the interview, because I was not going to go down to Mississippi and interview somebody that I haven't vetted that will sit on my podcast and tell a flat out lie.
Let
me just put this in.
This nigga said that like he was there. He said that shit like he was there. He seen what happened, or he already talked to witnesses who seen what happened. So we know what happened. We gonna sit down and talk to him. But I did my research to make sure they wasn't lying. How the fuck did you research anything, bro? How the fuck did you come to a conclusion that they wasn't lying to you, bro, before you even met them, bro? This nigga is crazy, fam. He be saying anything, and y'all be going for that shit sometimes. He be saying just the worst shit, man. Don't make this nigga say he's smart. I get it, he use big words sometimes and shit. But how the fuck would you have known that? Come on, y'all. He be saying some wild shit, man.
Perspective. I was not going to accept Warren or anybody to get on my podcast and say, I didn't have nothing to do with anything. Blah, 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 blah. And then after the podcast, the investigation yield.
That's exactly what they said. That's exactly what they said. That's exactly what they told you. Warren told you. We have nothing to do with nothing. We didn't open his phone. Yeah, blah, blah. Yeah, nigga, that's exactly what they told you, nigga. You just tried to make it. I don't know what form you want us to hear that in. I was not going to allow somebody to say I didn't have nothing to do with it. That's exactly what he said, fam. Blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what he told you, bro. This nigga think he be cooking. He swear he be cooking, fam. You're not cooking right now, fam. You know what I mean? And some of the things you say, I look into and say, okay, that gotta take that into consideration. But sometimes, fam, you jumping the gun, bro. You just saying shit, bro. Notice his coon ass keep calling them boys to downplay their responsibility because they're white. Yeah. White get certified as adults for crimes hella young. Man, this nigga here, man. He said I was not going to allow one of them to come on my. What a coincidence! The one who didn't take the voice stress test or whatever it was. Remember, it wasn't a lie detector test. He lied to us about that shit too. But you can't forget about all this nigga fuck ups. He lied to us about a whole lie detector test. It turns out it never even happened, man. And then he interviewed the one guy who didn't even take the whatever kind of test it was. He didn't even take that shit. That's the one you're going to interview. Okay, all right, salute. Let me see. Hello, Tiger Man. Hello, Toya, baby, with your gorgeous self. You have the cutest. Y'all block Tiger Man. That's clear. That's Toya. Toya, you started a new page. You think we dumb? Yeah, you think we dumb? Yeah, Tiger Man 69. Block Toya's extra page. We ain't no damn fools. Yeah, we ain't no fools. Block Toya's extra page, man. You get one page over here, gang. All that 2-page shit ain't going. Smash the like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Let's get back to what Tatum saying.
That they were primary suspects in killing Nolan Wells. You think I'm stupid enough to have somebody on there saying all that on my platform? I don't need the interview. I'm already doing my thing. I had already been talking about the case before talking to anybody, and my coverage is premier. So when they were talking to me and giving me information before the show and at Horn Island and stuff, they showing me. I say, well, where's do you got evidence of this stuff? Yeah, right here. This is when I called Nolan's mom. Here's when I called her twice. Here's when I called the Coast Guard. Here's us coordinating together to go search for and helping the search for Nolan the next day.
Tatum, you a police officer, dog. We done seen several times where people done searched, cried, been at the funeral, all kind of shit. The killer sitting right there, fam. Come on, bro. Nigga, he must ain't never seen Juice. Yeah. R.I.P. Tupac, nigga. You must ain't never seen Juice, nigga. Yeah. You got Bishop fucked up. It's some real deal bishops in real life. White, black, Mexican, nigga. Ain't no color come with that shit. Some people done some shit, man. Done, held that secret in, man, for years. Yeah, we don't give a fuck what they showed you, man. Like, we trying to find out what happened to the boy, bro. Yeah, we want to know what happened to him, gang. That's it, man. We just want to know what happened, man. Like I said, I don't know who did it. I'm not here to say, yeah, man, I know for a fact this, I know for a fact that. I'm just saying, let's go over everything that's happening. Y'all see me, I look at it from both sides. I even hear Tatum out. We listen to Crump, I listen to the parents, everybody. I go to Tatum and see, what is that side saying? He speaks up for them. So I check in with Tatum and see, okay, what's going on, fam? And it's like I said, some things Tatum said, I said, okay, let me take that into consideration. That's fair. That's only fair. You know what I mean? But some things you say is like, bro, you most definitely jumped out here praying to God these boys was innocent. It is. Now, I don't know if you know, maybe you feel like your evidence and everything you've seen says they're innocent. But when you was on your way to Mississippi, you was crossing your fingers and your toes, bitch ass nigga. You was praying to God they was innocent. You didn't know for a fact at all. You had no real evidence, nothing. You just went out there on the, you know what I mean? You just, you just went out there, fam. You just rolled the dice, fam. Stop pretending like you knew anything. You just rolled the dice.
Here's who came with me. Here's all of our testimony. And I'm looking at them, like, wow. We went out to Horn Island on the boat. They said, this is where we docked from. They showed me video of everybody getting on that boat, which we shared. And then we get on a boat, we go out there. We went the same path.
That video don't mean shit to us, man. Everybody get on the boat. Okay, great. You want to show us there was other friends with them? That don't change the story up too much, though, bro. They were always talking about the people that were on the boat. You know what I mean? Or who people believe was on the boat. So yeah, we're glad you showed us the video before they left and all that goofy ass shit. It was a lot of kids with them. Okay. We never said they was on a deserted island like you lied and said everybody said. Nobody said. We never thought they was just them. Like nobody seen them that day. It was just 4 boys hanging out late by themselves. We figured more friends, more people are around. We're talking about the Pacific boat that they were leaving on, that they told Nolan to come get on. Smash that like button and salute to everybody in the building, gang.
We went to Horn Island. They told me exactly where they believed they were at and what was going on. They showed me video of them there and what was going on. Amateur photos and or amateur video, which we shared on social media. So y'all have access to all of that, or at least most of what they had. Some things it had other people in it. We couldn't show it because they are not associated and they don't deserve to be doxxed. And then we didn't have their permission to share it. And then we go back and they explain the bilge pump and all that other stuff and what was happening and how they were sinking. And they were explaining all these boat terms that everybody that have ever ridden a boat or advocates of boat, you know exactly what they're talking about. But they were saying how it was taking on water and how it was water up to the batteries and all of this other stuff. And that they had to be towed out to get on plane, which means that once they get to a certain point, they can the water can begin to be dumped out. And as they keep going, it pulls the water out the back and all this other stuff that I have no idea because I never rid on a boat except that one time.
He says his first time ever getting on a boat. All right, salute, gang. Carmel Cutie said he's defending them boys because they look like his wife, period. All skin folks and kin folks. He backs them white boys even when their story changes. He's like, she don't give a fuck what they say. He gonna rock with it. Let's move on from Tatum, man. Salute to everybody. But yeah, it's Friday night, man. Y'all smoke some gas, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Haitian K, rest in peace to your little bro, fam. Rest in peace to Haitian K. Rest in peace to your little bro, fam. Salute to everybody building game. Let me see. KC Dog said when they turn his TV off on live stream, like his idol Captain Kurt, I'll be watching. Come on now, KC Dog. Come on, fam. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that over here, man. Come on, fam. You old KC Dog is a wild boy, man. You a wild boy for that, man. You a wild boy for that. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building game. It's a lot of things online, though, gang. Let's check in with another one of the things that I'm hearing and seeing online, gang. Talk to me about this right here, gang. Let's go here. Let's go here, gang. Talk to me about this right here, gang. Let me see. Let's talk about this right here, gang. Somebody went online. They were saying that that this is Bart's dad. It says Junior. They said that they posted on July 19th by Bart's father, whom recently made his profile private. Check out his weird caption. And the caption reads, Junior came home. He and Brooks took Hawk out trout fishing. Brooks caught the one that didn't get away in the back of the head. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, people are saying that, yeah. I don't know. Yeah, people are saying that, that Bart dad put this out July 19th. I guess they say he was bragging on what they did to Nolan Wells. Y'all buying this shit or not, gang? Talk to me in the chat, man. Y'all buying this kind of shit or not, man? This is more bullshit online or is this real, gang? Talk to me, man. Salute to Sharon Murphy, gang. Salute to Sharon Murphy for that cash app. Shout out to Quickly for that cash app too, gang. Shout out to Nate Said It for that cash app too, man. Salute to Nate Said It. Shout out to Quickly. And shout out to God. Is it Kiki or am I saying Quickly? It might be Kiki. And shout out to Sharon Murphy, gang. Salute, gang. Salute, gang. I don't know yet. I'm not yet. This is another thing I've seen online. Y'all put a lot of things in my inbox. I've seen a few people put this in my inbox, and y'all were saying this is Bart's dad. This was posted July 19th by Bart's father, who recently made his profile private. So I'm guessing, just like everybody else, you can't see his. I know Bart profile went private as well. It says Junior came home, and this is Bart Senior. So you're talking about Junior Bart. You know what I mean? His son Junior came home, and he and Brooks took Hawk out trout fishing. I'm guessing Hawk is gonna be the boat. It says Brooks caught the one that didn't get away in the back of the head. I don't know, gang. Yeah, you know what I mean? What do y'all? What can y'all do with that? What can y'all do with that, gang? Is that? I mean, do y'all feel like he was speaking on Nolan Wells? The doctor jumped online and started bragging about his son. You know what I mean? Killing Nolan Wells. Do y'all believe who buying that? Somebody in the chat said, "Damn it, Bart." I don't know, man. I don't know, gang. I don't. Some of this shit is a little unbelievable. I ain't gonna lie to y'all, gang. Some of this shit you be like, what the fuck? You think? Well, I mean, was the doctor really this goddamn dumb? Or maybe he was. Man, somebody in the chat said, "That's that Ku Klux Klan." Skull, fuck you, man. It's Mississippi, nigga. That's the Klan, nigga. You ever sneak into a Klan meeting late night? I'm talking about right off the highway, 4 a.m. You smell a cross burning. You run up and snatch a goddamn Grand Wizard sheet off his head. They say it might just be Bart's dad and that motherfucker out there, man. Yeah, that's smash the like button, gang. Smash the like button, man. Smash that like button, gang. Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Is that a Klansman face? Drop a one in the chat. That's a Klansman face. That's Bart's dad right there, gang. Drop a one in the chat. That's a Klansman face. I don't know. Is that really a Klansman? Is that? Drop a one in the chat. That's the face of a Klansman. I'm talking about the Ku Klux Klan. Drop a one in the chat if that's the face of a Klansman. That's Bart's dad. I mean, I don't know. I'm not saying what. I don't know. Yeah, I know they suing shit and they suing people right now, man. Yeah, I ain't got no paper, my nigga. And you're not getting the 08 Camry. You can forget about that shit. That's all I own, gang, is the 08 Camry. That's all I own. You're not touching the Camry. You're not getting my baby. Smash that like button, man. Everybody in my chat says the face of a goddamn Klansman, man. We gotta keep our eyes on Bart, dad. Smash that like button, gang. Let me do this real quick, gang. Gotta go here real quick, gang. Every show we gotta do this, man. We gotta go check in, man. We gotta go check in with the OG, man, because ever since we started watching, or ever since started watching Judge Mathis on Art of Dialogue speaking on Nolan Wells, man, Judge Mathis come in cooking every single night, fam. I fuck with Judge Mathis for breaking down the Nolan Wells situation, just giving his thought and opinion, on the information he has, heard about, the things he have read about or seen online, and he just breaking it down, gang. And I fuck with Judge Mathis. A lot of nights he make you think like, yeah, man, stop being so soft about this shit, man. This could be flat out fucking murder. Somebody could have really, really drowned this boy. He could have got into a fight in the water. It sounded like him and somebody was fighting in some goddamn water. Salute to Judge Mathis, gang.
Judge, and I think she came out with a statement. Warren Hudson, his stepmom, is a judge, and I think she came out with a statement, and she doubled down that Nolan, he chose to stay behind at the island.
Correct. And I guess it's just as that's why it gives me such leniency to discuss what I believe to be the case. If another judge who was his mother and certainly biased had the tenacity to issue a press release confirming her beliefs in what her son said, which is bias in and of itself. Not one time have I ever accepted as evidence or solid testimony when someone tells me, well, I went over it with my mother and she can tell you. I got a letter from my mother. I got some evidence from my mother. Yeah, I know your mother. I got some evidence from my wife. Yeah, I know your wife's gonna tell you what you want me. You're gonna tell me what your wife want me to tell you. Yeah, I know you do. But it's totally discounted because of the bias that is innate in their relationship. So, mother, you're a judge, you're a lawyer, whatever. The innate part of that is that they have a mother-son bond, and nothing penetrates that, not even the law. Some of us might have seen this series called Your Honor, where the sitting judge, his son killed someone accidentally, and that sitting judge harbored his son, protected his son, even committing, even breaking the law himself to do it. So certainly, just because his mother's a judge and sticks up for him doesn't make any difference than if she was a sister in the hood with 8 kids trying to make it on her own. Same difference. Mother-son bond. That's it. That's the only credibility I give to her letter. I think I should get a little more credibility. I don't know anybody in it.
Yeah, she got a lot of backlash. A lot of people was accusing her of using her position to defend her stepson. So yeah, she got a lot of backlash. But it does make you think, do she know more than
What's
everybody
on
else? I
Netflix,
mean,
boy? What's on
I'm
Netflix?
sure he giving her more information than we all know. So
now I just think it's a mother son bond, and I wouldn't think that she would. Then again, the show I'm talking about, Your Honor, he was conspiring with his son to keep him out of trouble. So there's been, and we say sometimes, does art follow culture, or does art follow society, or does society follow art? So in the case of art, we had a show where a judge whose son committed murder, he conspired with his son to protect him from murder. Well, in real life, we have here a judge who has issued a statement on behalf of her son, who was being discussed regarding the disappearance of someone. And so, yeah, I can't speak too fast about what a judge would do with regard to conspiring to protect a criminal act of their child. Would I do it? Yeah, I guess we're really getting down to those issues of the heart, to be quite frank, not issues of your profession, issues of the heart. Because I could think of a circumstance or two that I would defend my son had he been wrong. So that's why I give it no credibility. But go ahead.
Salute to everybody in the game. Yeah, I mean, he made a great point, man. Shout out to Judge Mathis, cooking like always, man. Cooking like always, man. He made a point that it was kind of, a little awkward for the judge to put a press release out to go jump online, jump on Facebook, social media, and jump out there, proclaim her son's innocence just right away before anything. Nothing came out, but mom jumped out there. They talked to this, they did that, they did this, and you're a judge. So he's saying, he feels like, yeah, that's most definitely a way to try to, control the narrative out there. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. We was talking about Warren having an attorney there. We said Warren had a goddamn attorney there, and so when you look at the interview, man, we already seen this guy right here breaking it down before. Like I think a couple of shows ago, we put this guy right here on here, man, and this dude here, man, he breaks down the second part of Warren's interview, man, and he's telling us about the things that we should notice in this conversation. This guy is kind of, he reading this dude, man. He's telling us pay attention to certain things. In the first video, he told us about the distance he always put between like him and Nolan. Kind of, it was always him and friends. It was never just him and Nolan, really. He talked about how every time you bring up Nolan's name, he would add other people in, he would just always distance himself from Nolan. You know what I mean? Never putting him and Nolan alone like that, but called him his best friend. And this dude right here, Jolly, what's his name? Jolly Ginger. What is he? He's an interrogative. He's an ex-cop. What did he do, gang? He was like an interrogator or some shit like that. Yeah, he was like a professional, like a vet interrogator. So he knew how to read signs. He knew how to read body language. He read everything, man. Let's check in with this dude one more time, man. Now that I know for a fact that the judge is there, the judge is here. She might be in this room right here. She might be sitting right here behind this door right here, gang. But Ashley Cole was in the motherfucking building for sure, gang. Ashley Cole might be right here behind his door, but we know for a fact. Well, matter of fact, that's a lie. I think Ashley Cole is sitting right beside the attorney. I believe Ashley Cole and the attorney is sitting on the other side of this goddamn camera. Yeah, I believe Ashley Cole, the judge, and the attorney, which, if that's how they did it, that probably was the smartest thing to do because they kept having to clip that bitch and cut that bitch. Another thing that the Jolly Ginger showed us was different cuts in the interview, and they cut right here. And every time you ask them this, they cut right there. Smash the like button. Salute to everybody in the gang. Let's see what he accused Warren of today, gang.
Oh, my God. Listen, This is part 2 of my analysis of the Brandon Tatum interview with Warren Hudson, who claims to be Nolan Wells' best friend. If you're here from part 1, I apologize. It took me so long to get part 2 up. Had some stuff going on in the private life. For those who are new or don't know, I am a former Army interrogator, human intelligence collector.
There we go.
I was trained by.
There we go, man. You see, he has some personal issues, man. Leave all them hoes alone, you got, fam. I'm sure you niggas got hella hoes. Smash that like button, gang.
Or don't know, I am a former Army interrogator, human intelligence collector.
Army interrogator.
I was trained by the United States government to analyze your language, body language, posture, to identify deception. I did it in the real world through interrogations, through source operations, and through strategic debriefings. I've got tons of certifications. I'm an expert at this. So what I'm doing is I'm watching these interviews with the friends of Nolan Wells and that they did with Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum, and I am identifying deception. So I'm going to give you the same caveat in this video that I gave in the last video. And if you haven't seen part 1, I suggest watching that so this part makes more sense. Identifying deception means that
part 1 was crazy.
The whole truth's not there. Now that lying by omission is still a lie. Lying by changing the truth is still a lie. But the thing is, when I say I'm identifying deception, I don't know why you're lying or necessarily what you're lying about. That's what an interrogation is for, which is my former occupation. If during the course of me talking to you, I identified deception, I would take a note of that and then exploit that during an interrogation to find out what you're lying about, because you're lying about something, and I would find out why you're lying. So when I say in these interviews that I've identified deception, I'm not saying that anybody is guilty of anything. Also, sometimes when you exploit deception, it could be something super innocent, like a misunderstanding or something like that. So I don't know. I don't have the evidence to say that Warren here is guilty of anything. I don't have the evidence to say that any of these boys are hiding something.
Somebody done threatened his ass. Somebody done got the goddamn Jolly Ginger, man. Somebody done got to him, gang. Somebody done got to him, gang. There's a lot of disclaimers now, man. Last episode, he came in raw and uncut. I don't give a fuck, my nigga. Like, do this shit, nigga, lying like I'm. Now he gets a lot of disclaimers on shit. Yeah. Somebody done got to him, gang. But yet and still we back for part 2. So I fuck with him, man. Either way, yeah. And there he's scared. Somebody got in his motherfucking ass. He got a bunch of disclaimers. The nigga kind of shaking there. Yeah, man. I'm not accusing nobody though. I'm not saying nobody done shit. I'm just telling you about, what it kind of look like. I'm not saying nigga did shit, fam. I ain't saying nothing, fam. Nah, nigga. Let's go. Yeah, turn up, Ginger. Come on, man. This is the case of Nolan Wells. Turn up, Ginger. Yeah, this ain't the time to start turning to come on, fam. That's why it was so many edits in the video. She was sitting right there, right the hell there. She don't love that boy for real. As she authorized to release the video, she thought this would help his case. She don't let that boy for real. She authorized the release of the video. She's saying, basically, she signed off on this shit. Shout the Caramel Cuties gang. Salute, yeah, man. Come on, tighten up, Jolly Green Giant. What's his name? It is. Let me see. Shout the Tiger Man. So yeah, that's gonna be Toya's second page, man. So Toya, fuck, you got my second page. Don't block it, gang. Let Toya have her. Toya got 2 pages. She's Tiger Man 69. And she's Skull Gang. She's Toya. Yes. I mean, so salute to your other page, man. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Salute, gang. Let me see. Let's go here.
And know something that they haven't said. However, I will be very clear on what my theories and opinions are as we go along. And I will tell you some of the conclusions that I've personally came to through following the evidence, following the case, and listening to these interviews. But the part of this interview that I just started this clip off with, I think is one of the most important things that I've accidentally discovered while listening to these interviews. And I need to show you that first. That clip I just showed is from part 3 of Officer Tatum, Brandon Tatum's sit down with Warren Hudson. He's the one who claimed to be Nolan Wells' best friend. If you watched my first part of me analyzing this really quick. Let me back up.
So you guys get ready to leave out of there, getting towed out.
Yeah.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
Well, Nolan was, the last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock.
Last time he saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. That is critically important information. Listen to what he just said, because he said the last time he saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. Now, let me show you where he said that they were towing the boats out. Watch this. Right here, he's talking about when his buddy Bart pulls out his buddy Wyatt's boat. So Bart is on one boat, and he's pulling out Wyatt's boat. Wyatt's boat is the one that you've heard about was taken on water and sinking, and that's why they had to leave Horn Island. I want you to pay attention to this.
To where we're out of all this, all this chaos, because we left at 4:30, and there was still.
We left at 4:30. We left at 4:30.
You know what I mean? We always talked about that, gang, right or wrong. We talked about that. We spoke about how, man, you mean to tell me they seen Nolan last at 3 o'clock, but y'all didn't leave at 4:30, y'all never seen him ever again? Or when y'all was leaving, was y'all saying, come on, Nolan, come be on the boat? That would mean y'all last seen Nolan at 4:30. So I've been confused the whole goddamn time. We've been saying this. We've been saying this for a couple of days now. Like, what time did y'all last see him? Was y'all screaming, Nolan, come on, bro, come on? I'm thinking that's going to be when y'all realize the boat was taking water, y'all say. And that will be the time where y'all be like, look, we got this boat out of here, man. Let's go start making these moves. We need to get towed. Hey, Nolan, come on. That's going to be 4:30, 4:31. But Warren said he last seen him at 3 o'clock. And we've been going over that for a while now. Like, man, what the fuck is really going on with that? I mean, what the fuck is that?
This guy just said that the last time he saw Nolan was 3 o'clock. Very specific time. Now, how did he know it was 3 o'clock? Brandon Tatum didn't ask him that. If this was an interrogation, that's a key question I would ask. How do you know it was 3 o'clock? He said he saw Nolan. Watch. Let me show you. Watch. Hang on. Watch.
And then where's Nolan in this situation?
Well, Nolan was, the last time I saw Nolan was 3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
And Nolan was cradling a girl in his arms, Katie. Katie.
That's Katie McCormick that he's talking about. And she has not made a public statement to my knowledge. I looked to make sure I didn't miss anything. But she has said that the information that she was with Nolan and Nolan chose to stay behind with her is inaccurate. She denies that information. So it's important to note that. Outside of analyzing.
I mean, for what we know, Katie is saying that last time she remembers seeing Nolan or whatever was he was going to get on the boat. It was something with his homies in the boat. You know what I mean? He was going to get on the boat. They was telling me on the boat. It was something he was going to the boat. He was, you know what I mean? So they're saying last time they seen him, it was 3 o'clock and he was over in the water with Katie. You know what I mean? Scooping her up. You know what I mean? Cuddling with her and shit like that. You know what I mean? Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody watching, gang.
And what he's saying, it's important to note it.
Subscribe to the platform,
Katie
gang.
McCormick said that's not true. But let's listen. This is at 3 o'clock. This happened at 3 o'clock.
And Katie, Nolan was sitting there. And the last time I saw him, I looked at Nolan and Nolan was like shaking his head, laughing. And I was like, dude, you
see Brandon Tatum, just a boy hugging up on the girl. It's just what boys do. He wants to create this mood that he's just laughing because it's just some teenagers trying to pick up a girl. That's the mood. Tatum, this whole thing's scripted by Tatum and the family.
Crazy. I was like,
in my opinion, that's the opinion I've drawn from this.
Just joking with him.
Somebody done threatened his motherfucking ass. Somebody, he didn't got an email. It might, he didn't got a motherfucking email. It might have been from YouTube. Yeah, somebody put a threat on his motherfucking ass.
And but anyway, Nolan, that was the last time I laid eyes on him. But when we were leaving,
when we were leaving, so it would be 4:30 because he's already said we were leaving at 4:30. So he says he saw Nolan at 3 o'clock, cradling this girl in his arms, shaking his head or something. I couldn't see. They didn't show Warren on camera when he said he was shaking his head. And he said, "Oh, you crazy, bro." And then he says at 4:30 when they're leaving, this happened.
Obviously, no one is getting left at the island that came with us unless they demanded to, be there and asked, this is a very common thing at Horn Island. When you're out there, a lot of people ride out there with someone and in with somebody else all the time. I've done that 100 times.
But anyway, I'll talk about it.
It's a very common thing, but Nolan was sitting by the boat.
Nolan was sitting by the boat. How do you know?
Right.
Warren.
We spoke on that. You know what I mean? Yeah, we spoke on that. So really, Warren, the last time you seen him was at 4:30. 4:30. Do y'all think that do y'all think he just fucked it up? He meant to say, yeah, I seen him at 3:00, but then we was getting ready to leave at 4:30. That's when I told him I seen him again. Or do you feel like now he fucked up? He said he seen him last at 3:00. Like we ain't even see that nigga for real. It was time to go. We didn't see him. But then when it's time to go, he fucked up and said, yeah, then we were telling him, hey, come on, man. Come on. Y'all think he getting stories fucked up? He nigga lying, so shit just ain't coming with you lying. You just sound fucked up.
And that Nolan was sitting by the boat. The last time you laid eyes on him was at 3:00. It's now 4:30. This is your timeline. As I told you guys in the first part of this, building a timeline on the day of an event that's in question is the most important thing you can do when investigating / interrogating that event. Timeline is everything. At this part of the story, he's at 4:30. But he just said less than a minute ago, 2 minutes ago, that the last time he saw Nolan was 3:00.
With that Katie girl. And
now he's telling you he was still with Katie. So Warren here is saying that Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl. Listen again without me interrupting.
Out there with someone and in with somebody else all the time. I've done that 100 times. It's a very common thing, but Nolan was sitting by the boat with that Katie girl. And
how do you know that? The last time you laid eyes, your exact words on him was 3:00. You're now talking about 4:30. Now listen, what happens next?
My buddy yelled for Nolan. Nolan, get on the boat. We're leaving.
Now, in the interest of honest analysis here, if they were both on the boat and he heard his buddy yelling at Nolan, not him, by the way. Warren wasn't yelling at Nolan. Even in his own story, he wasn't looking for Nolan or yelling for Nolan. And in the beginning of part 1 of the interview, he says, Nolan was like a brother to me. He was my best friend. More than a friend, though. He was like a brother to me. But Warren's not the one looking for Nolan, not the one yelling for Nolan. He don't even go over and lay eyes on him again, according to his own story that he's telling us. But he hears his buddy saying, hey, Nolan. So I do believe he could hear somebody screaming for Nolan and assume that Nolan is there. And so he might say, in response to my question here, if 3:00 was the last time you laid eyes on Nolan, how do you know he was sitting by the boat with Katie McCormick right now at 4:30? And he might say, well, I heard the conversation he had with my buddy Wyatt. That still don't fly with me. I got questions.
The boat's having
all got
issues.
questions.
And no, he didn't say that, but he was panicking. Nolan, get the F on the boat. Get on the boat. And Nolan said, no, I'm staying out here. I'm going to ride in with somebody else. And it's not uncommon to hear.
But notice he didn't say Nolan said, I'm going to stay here with Katie who I'm sitting with next to the boat. No part of that exchange would have given Warren the details to know that Nolan was sitting by the boat with Katie, which was his exact words. So in the exchange that he says he heard from Wyatt and Nolan, Wyatt said, get the fuck on the boat, get the fuck on the boat. Nolan said, no, I'm staying here. I'll ride back with somebody else. And he says that's common. I believe him. I believe that's common. I believe that anybody could have stayed behind and rode back with somebody else. Sure, but I'm going to get back to that in a minute. But what I want to focus on is he said the last time he saw Nolan was at 3:00, and now he's telling you that Bart was pulling the boat out at 4:30, and that Wyatt yells to Nolan at 4:30, and then he tells you that Nolan was sitting by the boat with Katie McCormick at 4:30. How can he know that if he wasn't looking at him himself? He contradicted himself. That's blatant deception. It needs to be immediately exploited and interrogated.
But it's not like my buddy asked him one time. My buddy asked Nolan multiple times to get.
So your buddy asked Nolan multiple times, and you never did. Your brother, your best friend.
On the boat. Nolan, get on the boat. Get on the boat. We're leaving. If you're coming, you got to come now. And Nolan made a decision to stay out on the island. And like he said,
how many people heard that? Were there
at least
just
5 to, I mean, everyone that was on our boat right there, because the Palm Beach had already.
This is bullshit, right? So first of all, Brandon Tatum once again is asking a dishonest question. How many people heard that? Under what circumstances could Warren know how many people heard that? Did he go around and do a survey on the boat? Hey, did you hear that exchange between Wyatt and Nolan? Yes or no? Did you? What about you? Matter of fact, let's just do it this way. Raise your hand if you heard the exchange. He don't fucking know. This is just a way to add indirect veracity to his statement and give the illusion of verified information.
Left. My buddy went ahead and went home on the Palm Beach, and three guys on the way back. And Nolan wasn't the only person to ride out there with us and in with somebody else. I mean, we had multiple people in our group that rode out with us and rode in on someone else's boat. And that, like I said, that's not an uncommon thing to do. You know, I mean, a lot of people do that. I could name probably 50 people out there that day that ran out with somebody and ran in back in with somebody else. So, I mean, it's not like it's an uncommon thing, but
that's not the point.
It's not like we just left him there, or my friends just left him there. Nolan made a decision to stay on the island after my friends asked him multiple times and told him to give.
My friends asked him, listen, the more this guy talks, the more it confirms to me in my heart that he has misrepresented his relationship with Nolan.
He don't feel like Nolan and Warren is best friends at all. He's like, every time he talk about this dude, he always a friend group. It's always a bunch of people. It's never just him and Nolan. You know what I mean? I think he feels like this guy gives off just no sympathy, just no brotherhood, no real friendship, no love. You know, when it comes to when he speaks on Nolan. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building. Y'all put some color in this chat, gang. Turn me up. It is Friday night, y'all. Light that trash up, man. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells.
Fucking blank, period. If his friends, who he says my friends asked him, once again, it shows me that it's an associative relationship. My friends asked him multiple times, you're his best friend. If everybody's basically begging Nolan, get on the boat, go back with us, bro. Don't stay behind, bro. Come on, bro. It's what it sounds like. He's making the story sound like they're being asked multiple times, over and over and over and over. We don't want to leave nobody behind. Why didn't you go try to convince him? Why didn't you have a conversation with him? What'd you do? Just sit on the boat and heard everybody arguing with Nolan? I was like, fuck it, not my problem. Is that what you were doing? Because that's exactly what the fuck it sounds like
on the
you were
boat,
doing.
and he decided to stay.
And I heard the girl that he was with, Katie, had texted somebody that she heard people yelling for Nolan to get on it. Is that true?
And I have a picture of that.
And I'm gonna say it before he even say it. That's weird as shit that Tatum would bring it up. I heard that, you know, he kind of like leading this nigga on through the interview. So, and don't forget about that. You gotta. Yeah, I heard that. Nigga, what do you mean you heard that? He told you that. He's sitting right there. Fuck you talking about? I heard that. Where on the street is, or somebody was saying that you had a text message of you're leading on the interview. Right. That was clear as day right there, man. He's leading on the interview. He just presented this nigga's own evidence for him. You got the evidence, right? You still got it. The shit you showed me earlier. I mean, smash that like button.
She texted my buddy, and the next day everybody was panicking and everybody's texting Katie, you know, because she was obviously seen with Nolan the whole day at the island. Katie sent a message.
You could just do it. Don't forget how you threw it all on Katie. That's why Katie is online posting photos and shit right now, because of shit like that Warren said. Everybody was texting Katie, hitting up Katie, because Katie was the last one seen with goddamn me Nolan. Now, my boy Compton Bomber here said Shady Katie is the, you know what I mean? Just follow Shady Katie and you're going to follow what happened to Nolan Wells. Well, that's what it sounds like these boys are saying, man. These boys are saying, look, man, y'all asking us shit. Y'all really should be asking Katie shit, man. Y'all are focused on us, but really focus on Katie. I mean, that's what it sounds like, the blame game going on, especially with those photos Katie posted yesterday. Smash the like button, gang.
Just my buddy the next day and said, you know, this is the last time I saw him. You know, he's really sweet. But she also mentioned that the last time she saw Nolan was when my buddy was yelling at him to get on the boat. And she was right there to see that Nolan decided not to.
Yeah.
Did y'all catch that? Because I caught that. He said,
hold on, let's see if I caught that. He said, did y'all catch it? Before he even said, did y'all catch it? Compton Bomb said Shady Katie is the star witness. She's the smoking gun. Salute, gang. Everybody turn up in the chat, man. What did y'all hear? Did y'all catch it? Did y'all catch it? I think it was it like the timeline he fucked up? Did he say the last time? Did y'all catch it? Smash that like button if y'all. I believe I caught it. I mean, it's kind of hard to articulate what I caught, but I believe it's like a timeline situation with Nolan and Katie. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody.
He said that she said. Anytime you're hearing he said that she said, take that with the biggest grain of salt. But he said she said. The last time that she saw Nolan was when everybody was yelling at him to get on the boat. He just contradicted his own fucking statement a minute ago that Nolan said, I'm standing here with her. Well, if that's the last time that she said she was with him, then they didn't stay together. And let's go back to this previous thing that he keeps bringing up over and over and over again, that it's so common for people to come to the island with one person and leave with another. I believe that. Why did Nolan not leave with anybody? Why are there no witnesses from 4:30 through the rest of the day that Nolan was still on the island? This entire time that they've been talking, Brandon.
His coach is out there. Everybody's out there, gang. It's deep out there. There's a lot of people that know Nolan out there. So if Nolan would have stayed, it's a lot of people that should have seen Nolan. Out of nowhere, after the audio drops, y'all, the Cito audio, out of nowhere, 2 witnesses come out. Remember, they said they had 2 witnesses that say they seen Nolan on the island after like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So that's why people think this shit is all shady, man. Smash that like button. Salute to this boy, Ginger Jolly, man. What's the nigga name? Jolly Ginger. Salute to this nigga, man. Salute to this nigga, man.
Brandon Tatum has made a point to talk about how many people were there. Thousands of people. Boats as far as the eye can see, if you remember from part 1. In fact, I'm going to show you part 2 real quick, where Tatum and Warren go to the island and they make this big to-do about how many people are on the fucking island. I'm not going to watch the entire part 2 with you because the majority of part 2 is Brandon Tatum 100% scripting this shit out to try to spin a fucking narrative. But I'm going to show you a couple highlights from it. But
who thinks that's exactly what this was, man? It is Criminal Turtle. Salute, gang. Salute the Criminal Turtle, man. The real true culture, man. Salute the cream in the mix in the building. True Virgo, what's good, gang? Gwen Michelle, what's good, gang? Forrest Whitaker, good eye. Salute, fam. Salute to everybody. Salute to all the new names over here, man. Salute to y'all, gang. Salute, man. How many of y'all think that Brandon Tatum, that he was like, he part of the play, like to the fullest, like he came in like that? You know what I mean? Like he even admitted they went to dinner first. He sat down with the attorneys and the judge and the family. They ate dinner. They had a long conversation. They showed them all kind of different things. Then they do the interview. Yeah, man. He claims he just felt these boys.
One thing you're going to notice is how they talk about how many fucking people were there and how common it is for people to ride back with other people. Then why did nobody see Nolan, and why did Nolan ask nobody for a ride? If you're telling me that Nolan was beside the boat at 4:30, Wyatt was yelling for him, all your friends were yelling for him, not you though. You weren't yelling for him, your best friend,
Lost blacks, the lost blacks.
But And the lady, and Katie, you're telling me that Katie sent a text message saying that she saw him beside the boat for the last time when Wyatt was yelling for him. Then it sounds like to me the last known location is Nolan in the water by your boat as you're about to be towed off by Bart. That's what I take away from this, and I find that to be extremely important and, if not damning, information. Let me take you to part 2 real quick. Okay, this is part 2 of the Brandon Tatum interview with Warren Hudson. What he does is he goes out to Horn Island with Warren Hudson to show you that everybody got it wrong. That it wasn't just 4 people and Nolan Wells out on the boat and they just left him behind on
Ashley for the memberships.
That might have been something somebody said early on when this case first broke. But it's been pretty common knowledge since the case broke that this was an island with a bunch of people on it on the 4th of July. So this entire thing by Brandon Tatum to debunk this theory that they just went to an abandoned island with 5 people and left him behind, nobody was really saying that. And it does nothing to help solve this case. It does nothing to bring anything to light because the prevailing theory at work here is that
Nolan
was left behind by the people that he went out with and then was never seen again. That's the prevailing theory. So for Brandon Tatum to spend all this time trying to debunk a theory that's not the prevailing theory, that's not what everybody thinks, it proves that this is just a scripted show for him. People are currently accusing him of exploiting this story and doing this whole big thing and getting these exclusive interviews just for the attention.
Right. Because he most definitely went out there, like I said, it was a roll of the dice to go out there, fam. You still don't know the truth, my nigga. You ain't seen the autopsy. You don't know, you know what I mean? You don't know the toxicology report. You don't know what the hell happened. You just going out with some kids you seen online. You didn't even see them. You just seen photos of them and just, you know what I mean, ran, asked them, what made y'all want me to interview y'all? We're big fans, man. Oh, I was like, oh, this is disgusting. Smash that like, I was like, this is disgusting.
And this,
let's see what he said about the interview on Horn Island.
He's trying to debunk a theory. Nobody's saying that. They're saying, hey, there was thousands of people on the island. Why did nobody see him? There was thousands of people there. What happened after they left? That's what they're saying. But he does nothing to address that. He does everything to address this theory that there was a bunch of people that they left him on the island. Listen to what he says, right? Just listen to the words he says.
But on 4th of July, this is a celebration. And so this wasn't a small place where 4 boys took their black friend and dropped him off and never seen him again. This place was flooded with people.
And that's the point, Brandon Tatum. That's the fucking point. He spends, what part of the video is this? This is the 3-minute, 48-second mark. From the beginning of the video till now, he spent 3 minutes and 48 seconds debunking this theory that they just went out on a boat and left Nolan out there. That's not the prevailing theory. So you're not actually doing anything to try to help solve the case. You're just, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. And watch this. Let me show you something else. Look at the beginning. This is the beginning of the video. Let me show you something. This is very telling too. Watch this.
People you'll see on the video is getting onto the boat.
Look at that video he's showing right now. He's showing you the point of this video. If you want to go watch the whole thing yourself, I don't recommend it. It's not worth it. But he's showing a bunch of people getting on multiple boats. He says, see, it wasn't just one boat with 4 or 5 guys who drove out with their black friend. It's multiple boats and a bunch of people. And look at this video. Guys, I want you to look at the video. The video is clearly a home security camera from an upper vantage point overlooking where the boats were loaded. According to what Warren said in the first part of this interview, this was somebody's grandfather's house. I believe he said Wyatt's grandfather. I'm pretty sure it was Wyatt's grandfather. So that means the only way that Brandon Tatum has this video to show you is if he got it from Wyatt's grandfather. That means that, as I predicted in part 1 of me doing this, that this entire thing, having the interview, doing the whole thing, was a joint operation between Brandon Tatum and the family. That proves my theory correct, that they are working together. Otherwise, how would he have this camera? In fact, they let Brandon Tatum go on top of their house to spin this narrative that nobody's even using.
And they took 3 boats out. It wasn't just one. It wasn't just Nolan and 3 and 4 boys. It was a multitude of people.
Before you ever did this interview, Brandon Tatum, people knew that.
On several different boats. And some of the boys that they're accusing wasn't even on the boat that Nolan was on. But let me show you from the vantage point where I have the video to prove that I'm here where I say I am.
See, now he's going to go up there.
So right now.
Who think Tatum got paid off, man? I mean, it did say that, yeah, in the chat. Who think Tatum got paid off, man? Who think somebody slid Tatum a little something under the table, man? Yeah, they promised this nigga a few things. Yeah. Who thinks Tatum has been promised something, man? Or he got something for this shit, man? Smash the light button, gang. Well, it's kind of weird how y'all at the grandfather's house walking on the roof and shit, walking around, showing off the properties and shit. They gave this nigga access to everything. Smash that light button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man.
He's on top of angle. He's literally on top of their house. So, like, my whole point here is that he is quite literally working with the family to script this whole thing. So if you ask why the hell would the judge let her son go on this show and do this interview? Because I guarantee judge mom's there. She's the judge. Warren's mom is the judge. I guarantee there's probably an attorney there. And I guarantee the judge and the attorney were there during the editing process too to decide what goes on and what doesn't. But now let me show you in part 2 where he talks to Hudson. Where he talks to Warren. Warren Hudson. Let me show you something. I'm point a couple things out during this.
Salute to everybody building gang. Shout out to goddamn Wiley for that Cash App, man. Shout out to Cream in the Mix for that Cash App gang. Salute to everybody for the Cash App, man. Salute to everybody for the Cash App. Nate said it. Shabron Murphy. Salute to everybody gang. Salute to Cream in the Mix for the Cash App. Shout out to Wiley for that Cash App, man. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Is y'all rocking with what your boy Jolly? What's the nigga name? Jolly. My boy Ginger Jolly, man. Is y'all rocking with what Ginger Jolly is telling y'all right now, gang? Do y'all follow along, man? Smash the like button, gang. He is cooking right now. He cooking right now, man. I ain't gonna lie. He cooking right now, man. I ain't gonna lie. He cooking. He got me thinking about some shit. Smash the like button.
They're on Horn Island.
Smash the like button.
What's the truth
For
about
sure.
what happened?
And nobody knows what happened. Nobody could have seen what happened but the boys. It's a flat out lie.
Nobody said that. It was just that's the whole point, Brandon Tatum.
Is there anything that you want to say, you want people to know about this whole experience?
Yeah, I mean, if someone's not from here, it's kind of hard to understand, where the island drops off and how the island works. But, there's plenty of people out here, especially on the 4th of July. This is where people come out to celebrate. And, I mean, if you fill the water, you can see right here, Brandon, where it drops off. I mean, you can see literally where it drops off. So, I mean, it goes from about waist deep water right.
You can see it right here. I don't know if you can see my mouse. Can you see my mouse on the screen? But just below the horizon, you see where the water turns from like blue to this dark brown green. That's the drop off he's talking about. You can see the water's probably waist deep until there, then it drops off.
There to neck deep.
And that's important.
And then it drops from neck deep all the way to like 17, 20 foot. I mean,
if you remember in part one, again, if you haven't watched part one, go watch it. The video.
Talk to me, man. We're going with this shit, Ginger.
He talks about how when they parked their boat, I believe he said at the bow it was neck deep and at the stern it was waist deep, which means they were probably parked somewhere around that drop off. That's important. It's important because he mentioned it in the first interview almost without asking. Right here in this interview, Officer Tatum says, hey, is there anything you would like people to know? Which means it was a planned question. They planned it off camera. He said, I'm going to ask you this and you talk about this. The judge, the mom judge, in my opinion, this is all my opinion, has said, we got to point this out. We got to point out that there's a drop off here. Point out the water depth. Point out how it goes from waist deep to neck deep. I'm going to tell you why that's important because I have a theory. But I feel like that they're scripting this just so we can get that information out in front of everybody.
Okay.
We weren't even a quarter mile out the island, and when we were leaving, and I mean it was 30 foot of water.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're walking towards the east right now, but if you walk down to the west, that's where the west tip of the island is, and that's where the current picks up very, very.
When he talks about the current's very bad. And the northwest is. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you exactly where they were located. This right here is a screenshot I took on my own computer from Google Earth. If you listen to the CETO call where they called saying, hey, we're taking on water, we're sinking, here's our coordinates. I punched those coordinates into Google Earth, and this is exactly where their boat was when they made that call. And according to the caller, which I believe the caller was Wyatt, the water was 31 foot deep at that moment. I used Google Earth to tell me how deep the water was. When I put this in, it said 25 foot. Doesn't mean that the caller was wrong. Water levels change with tide. So when Google Earth took this shot, the water might have been 25 feet there. But when they were on it that day, it could have been 31 feet. But to me, it verifies that, yeah, where their boat was located at that time was about 30 foot of water. That's important because I have a theory.
Very bad.
People talk about the phone situation. I want to
salute, gang, salute.
Because the way you articulate it, I just walked in the water with my pants. They're wet.
To start with,
and you can tell right away that if you're hanging out in the water,
super cream in the mix, man.
It doesn't appear, in my opinion, that you would have your phone on you. Is that typical for people to have their phones or
cream in the mix, man? Salute.
So I'm not going to listen to this. Listen to him is boring because it's the same shit you're going to hear in a second from the other part of the interview. Yes, we understand that if people are out in the water, they're not going to have their phone on them. And Brandon Tatum is trying to debunk the thing where everybody's talking about, because the parents brought up, we had to go get his phone from his friends. And So everybody's asking, why wouldn't Nolan have his phone? Brandon Tatum's trying to pretend like, well, nobody has their phone if you're out playing in the water. The question is, if Nolan Wells told his friends, I'm going to stay behind, y'all go without me, then even his parents believe he would have taken his phone off the boat so that way he has a way to communicate if need be. Doesn't mean that everybody's in the water playing with their phones. We get that. But he probably would have got his phone from you before you took off with the boat. What everybody's saying, to include his parents, is they don't believe Nolan would stay behind on the island without his friends and not get his phone back from them. So once again, Brandon Tatum is trying to debunk something that nobody's fucking saying. You're not doing anything to help try and resolve this matter. You are, in fact, making it worse, in my opinion. But now I'm going to show you something during this conversation they have. Brandon Tatum brings up Nolan Wells. I want you to watch what Warren does. This is
let's watch closely, gang. Watch close.
This is the part I want you to really focus on because he brings up Nolan.
It's where people want to come out, hang out with their family and friends, and people.
First of all, notice that cut. If you rewind this video 2 seconds, and you'll notice that there's a cut.
There you go with the
conversation
again.
They were having.
You say
this
it's cut, gang. Do y'all see the cut?
I'll just show you myself because I need to.
Do y'all see the cut? Tell me.
There's a cut, which means one of two things. They had a conversation about what they're going to have a conversation about, so they can make sure it's clear, which means they prep the conversation. That's a theory. I don't know what happened. It could mean that somebody interrupted them filming and they had to cut it out. Could have been that Warren said too much stuff and they were like, I just cut that off. He went too long. It could be innocent editing, but it's worth noting the editing right before they bring up Nolan. This happens in part one, too. If you go back and watch my part one, there's a couple different edit cuts. I noticed that happened right around when they talk about Nolan. It happened again here. But watch.
Hang out with their family and friends.
And people say that you guys just left Nolan behind. I've seen reports of people saying that you just left him. I see reports of people saying that you asked him to get on the boat. You told him to get on the boat. He didn't. What's the truth in that?
Well, Wyatt was having boat issues and the bilge wouldn't pump. So the bilge is basically a pump.
Notice his breathing gets really heavy. You can hear him in his speech. And it could just be nervous. It could just be nervous because he's talking about Nolan and this is a big case and it makes him nervous. He's only 18. It could be innocent, but it's worth noting is what I'm saying. It's worth noticing.
That releases water from your boat when water comes in. So I opened the back hatch and there's water up to the batteries. And that is obviously not good. There's water almost coming over the transom, which is where your motors sit and which is by the stern, like in the back part of the boat. So
did you see that? It stood out to me. It's almost like a nervous twitch. He pulls his shirt up. He's just so nervous talking.
Boy, Jolly Ginger ain't fucking with shit. Damn, nigga even twitch wrong. Jolly Ginger on him. Nigga move his shirt around. Nigga stretch out. Man, you move, man. Jolly Ginger, yeah, he on him, fam. He said, did y'all see that? Yeah, he said, did you see that?
So,
man, it's a light button. Did you see that? It stood out to me. It's almost like a nervous twitch. He pulls his shirt up. He's just so nervous talking about it.
Obviously, we were in emergency. The boat.
Ginger stalled him out, my niggas. Damn.
We're trying to save the boat. It's not like we.
There was a cut there. He's right in the middle of telling you the story about the most important time, which is what happened to Nolan when you guys were leaving. There's another cut. There's another edit right in the middle.
Didn't ask Nolan, or we just left Nolan. Nolan decided to stay on the island with the girl that he was with, and the girl is a witness to that too.
Yeah. The girl's not witness to that. That's a lie. Because you just say, by the way, the part I just showed you a minute ago is part 3, so it happened after this. So they went out to the island, and then they came back and did the interview. So in the interview, which happens after this, you say that she says in text, that's the last time she saw Nolan. So she's not witness to that. That's a lie. According to your own statement, that's a lie. Listen, I could do more of the part 3 interview and break down more of his language and show you more of his stuff. But in my opinion, what I've just shown you here and what I showed you in part 1 is the most important bulk of this information. What I gather from what I've shown you here, what I gather is a couple things. Number one, I do not believe that Warren has the best friend like brother relationship that he represented himself to have with Nolan Wells.
Do y'all believe that? He said, I don't believe that Nolan Wells and Warren are great friends, best friends, nothing like that. We remember Warren said he never went to, he never went to Nolan's house ever. He never went to his house. He didn't really know his parents. He seen his dad around a few times, but he never used to go to Nolan's house. And so his parents wouldn't really know him like that. Do y'all think he's right? Is Jolly Ginger, is he right about that? Do y'all think Warren and Nolan were not as good friends as Warren is making it seem in these interviews? Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, gang.
That's a misrepresentation. And anytime you misrepresent your relationship with somebody, that's deceptive, needs to be exploited. Number two, he contradicts himself multiple times when the timeline of the last time you see Nolan, where was Nolan when you left, he contradicts himself over and over. He says he saw Nolan last physically at 3 o'clock. Then he goes on to say that at 4:30, when Bart was about to tow them, Nolan was sitting by the boat with the girl. Number one, he said the water was waist deep by the boat, so I feel like you can't sit in it, but it could just be a figure of speech, so I'll let that one go. But how do you know that Nolan was beside the boat with the girl when you didn't see him because you said the last time you saw him was 3 o'clock? He also says that multiple friends said, come on, Nolan, come on, Nolan, come on, Nolan. And Nolan said, no, I'm going to stay behind. I'm going to stay behind. Even though in all of that, Warren himself didn't go try to persuade Nolan, who's his best friend, like a brother. Find that to be problematic. The girl, Katie, by his own admission, texted him and said, last time I saw Nolan was when you guys were leaving and yelling at him to get on the boat. I have a theory, and here it is. I'm basing this off of what I gathered from reading between the lines in these interviews, as well as all the publicly available
went to the
evidence
whiteboard,
that
man.
is out there from what I've seen. This is my theory. So this is Horn Island Northwest Inn, and nobody's disputing that. That's where they were at on July the 4th. This is where the boat was parked, and then it got towed out to about right here. This is where the coordinates that I showed you earlier on Google Earth, this is where the coordinates put them when they made the sea tow call. According to Katie, last time she saw Nolan was right here beside the boat at 4:30. According to Warren, last time that he saw Nolan was beside the boat, even though he said the last time he saw him was 3 o'clock, he said at 4:30 when they were about to be towed by Bart that Nolan was beside the boat with Katie, and Katie said it's the last time she saw him too. And Warren says Wyatt's the one that was screaming, Nolan, get the fuck on the boat, Nolan, get the fuck on the boat. So I would assume that Wyatt will confirm Nolan was right here as well. And multiple times throughout part 1, part 2, and part 3 of that interview with Brandon Tatum, Warren brought up how the water will be waist deep, then drop off, and then it'll be about neck deep, then drop off, and then it'll be too deep. He brought up multiple times how the water gradually gets deeper and has sudden drop-offs. So this is my theory. All these guys are on the boat. They find out the boat's taking water, and they panic. This is Granddaddy's boat. Can't let the boat sink. We'll be in trouble. My granddaddy will kill me. Let's get this thing out of here. They have a discussion. Hey, there's too many people on the boat. That's why it's taking water. Bart, the other friend, says, hey, if we tow it out away from the shore a little bit and get it into some deeper water, it may get that water that's on top of the bilge pump out of the way, and we can pump the water out and it'll be good. There is GPS data that shows this boat was in fact towed for a distance and then regained normal operations. So that's probably what happened. They towed it out a little bit, it got the water pumped out, and was able to resume normal operations and drive the boat back to shore. While everybody's trying to figure out what to do with the boat, Wyatt, it sounds like, or some other people were like, hey, everybody get on the boat, everybody get on the boat. Who's came with us? Nolan. Nolan was out there by the boat. Hey, Nolan, come on. We're taking on water. We get the fuck out of here. And so they start panicking and tell Bart, just pull us, just pull us. I think Nolan starts moving towards the boat starts moving away from him. By the time he realizes the boat's moving away from him, everybody said the current here at the northwest part of the island is very bad riptide current. I think at some point he couldn't get to the boat and he was too far out to turn around and too far away from the boat to catch up with the boat. And I think the riptide got him. It could be they didn't see him, they didn't hear him, whatever. I don't know. This is a theory I have. I'm not trying to say anybody's guilty of anything.
So he said all that to say he think they're innocent. He said all that to say I think they were doing something happened with the boats and And maybe Nolan just kind of fell off and disappeared. Nobody maybe seen him. So he said all that to say that he think that the boys are innocent. That they didn't know. They didn't see him. Yeah, I mean, like, he said they probably just didn't see him. Like, he didn't say nobody pushed him in, nobody fought him. He didn't say nobody did anything to him. He said, I think somehow he fell, trying to maybe get on one of the boats. Something happened. He fell. So he said all that to say he think the boys are innocent. He run that back a little bit. I mean, that's what it's like he said to me.
Was Nolan was out there by the boat. Hey, Nolan, come on. We're taking on water. We get the fuck out of here. And so they start panicking and tell Bart, just pull us. I think Nolan starts moving towards the boat. The boat starts moving away from him. By the time he realizes the boat's moving away from him, everybody said the current here at the northwest part of the island is very bad riptide current. I think at some point he couldn't get to the boat and he was too far out to turn around and too far away from the boat to catch up with the boat. And I think the riptide got him. It could be they didn't see him. They didn't hear him, whatever. I don't know. This is a theory I have. I'm not trying to say anybody's guilty of anything because it could have been they were panicking and towing the boat out and he was trying to catch up with the boat and there was a miscommunication because they're not very responsible people.
Okay, so he's saying that he think that he was going to get on the boat. He was going. That's what, you know what I mean? And they were trying to move the boat out, and he thinks somewhere amongst that he got lost. That he hit that sinkhole and went down. And he said, that's what he thinks. He said, I think that's why everybody's stories is saying that he was going to get on the boat. They were saying, you know what I mean? But they were saying that, they were saying, Nolan, come on. And Nolan was saying, no, I'm staying. So that would make sense because they're saying that they're not ever saying that Nolan came. They're not saying, yeah, Nolan came swimming after the boat or no shit like that. They never said, yeah, Nolan came, come. They said, no, Nolan said he wasn't coming and he stayed behind. So I guess he's saying, well, I guess maybe they thought he was staying behind. He told him that, but then he started trying to catch up to the boat and he couldn't. And that's where he drowned. So that's his story. His story is that Nolan Wells drowned because his friends was telling him, come get on the boat. He tells them no. They say, okay, they leaving. Well, I guess that maybe it was a miscommunication. Nolan did try to go get on the boat. He's swimming, but he can't catch up to the boat. And that's how he drowns. Nobody really seen nothing. Smash that like button, gang.
They've been drinking alcohol. Could be any number of things. But let me tell you why, if I have this,
you said all that
I feel comfortable saying this theory.
Because when I listen to you speak
in these interviews, your information doesn't match each other.
Hey, he said all that shit to say this, bro. He said they was lying, someone right, this, that, and the other shit. You can tell this, that, and the other, something that all that shit to say. But I think they didn't even know. They didn't even see him. So why would they be lying then, bro? I mean, you basically just said everything that they said is the truth, bro. You did. You just basically told us everything that they just said was the truth. If that's your theory, then you just said basically you saying everything they saying is true. They don't know what happened to Nolan. They didn't see Nolan. They don't know what happened to him. He was trying to come swim and get to the boat. They were in a panic because the boat was taking water. They didn't see him, and he drowned. So why would you tell us all these stories about them lying and making up shit and all this and that and all that bullshit if you was just gonna come out and say, I think they're totally innocent? So that means everything that Warren is saying is absolutely true. All right. That means everything for you to tell that, for that to be your theory. That means you just admitted that everything Warren said in that interview with Tatum was true. They didn't know. They had no clue. They're innocent. He looks scared, man. My theory is them white boys are innocent. Katie knows what really happened. Okay. Compton Bomb said he with him. Compton Bomb said them white boys are innocent, man. Follow Katie and you will find out what happened to Nolan. Oh, shit, you getting crazy, fam. Shit, we don't break the news. We just break the news down. Shout out to Big Barnett, man. Salute, fam. Salute, my guy. It is. Nirvana said they explained why Warren called Coast Guard that night to report Nolan missing on land at the island, not in water. Reason why, because Coast Guard dismissed the call. Smash that like button, gang. So y'all y'all going with this theory? Is that what you're telling me? Nirvana? Is that what you telling me, Nirvana? That's crazy, bro. That nigga was, I mean, yeah, he was kind of cooking and shit a little bit. Let me see. Nah, they did see him, but let him drown, Skull. Okay, so you saying the 37 saying, now that could be true, but they let him drown, Skull. They seen him. You know what I mean? That's why they panicked and shit. That's why they getting attorneys and shit. That's why they start moving like that. You know what I mean? They seen him, but if you see your homie and you see he drowning, why not just stop and try to help him? Why wouldn't somebody just jump in? You know what I mean? That's your homeboy. Y'all been rocking with him for forever. If it's just something y'all got nothing to do with nothing at all, this ain't no fight, no nothing like that. You just see your homie drowning and shit. Why wouldn't you just try to help him? I mean, that's your actual homeboy and shit. Y'all came here together. Why wouldn't y'all just jump in and try to help him? If y'all just looked at him drown, oh, we don't tell nobody, man. Just, like, I don't know. Why not try to help? Why not try to stop the boat? At least look around for him and shit. Everybody get out looking for you. Why the? Well, I mean, that's crazy, gang. Smash that like button, man. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Yeah, this dude right here, man.
Last time I saw him was at 3 o'clock.
And y'all noticed that. Y'all noticed that it changed from this scene right here to him popping a bunch of shit. And then Aaron Stillman came when he got to the chalkboard. He looked scared. The minute you got back to the chalkboard, man. The minute we got back to this goddamn chalkboard, his whole energy changed, man. But by the time he got to the chalkboard, that's when he got that email right there. That's when he got that goddamn email. By the time he showed up to this chalkboard, he had a whole new theory. You notice this dude had a whole video accusing the shit out them boys. The minute the camera view changes, you know what I mean? Remember how he said you cut shit? The minute his shit cut, his ass stood. It was a whole new him. Yeah. The minute his shit cut, man, he was a whole new dude, man. This ain't even the same guy, man. Yeah. The minute your camera cut, sir, you came back a totally different person. That shit crazy, bro. Nigga just told us all these, the body language is this right here. You proved that they was lying on this part, on that part. And, you know what I mean? You really showed this and that. And it is like, come on, fam. Salute to everybody. Shout out to Tiger Man. Who's the Tiger Man? Shout out to Tiger Man, fam. Salute, gang. What was I going to say? Yeah, man. This shit crazy, man. His whole energy changed, man. His whole shit shifted. Whole 360, man. He just sat there and told us he had proof and this right here. And you know Warren's lying and Warren is a liar. You know, this and that. And you know what I mean? If you add this with this and this and this, only to come back and say, with all that being said, I think they're innocent, man. I think they didn't see him. I think he was swimming to come get on the boat. They're too busy trying to fix the, you know, the boat taking water, and they don't see him, man. He gets caught in the current and goes down into the drop, man. He said all that for 2 episodes to say this, which some people might say, Sco, that might make sense. Some people might say, Sco, that makes perfect sense, bro. That's why Katie thought he left, and that's why they thought he stayed. Because really, he stayed for a minute, then he said, I'll go. Ran to go catch the boat, tried to swim out there, and drowned. Do that make sense to y'all, gang? Talk to me in the chat, man. The case with Nolan Wells, man, I mean, something gotta give, man. What happened to Nolan Wells, gang?
Got the water pumped out and was able to resume normal operations and drive the boat back to shore. While everybody's trying to figure out what to do with the boat, Wyatt, it sounds like, or some other people were like, hey, everybody get on the boat, everybody get on the boat. Who came with us? Nolan. Nolan was out there by the boat. Hey, Nolan, come on. We're taking on water. We get the fuck out of here. And so they start panicking and tell Bart, just pull us. I think Nolan starts moving towards the boat starts moving away from him. By the time he realizes the boat's moving away from him, everybody said the current here at the northwest part of the island is very bad riptide current. I think at some point he couldn't get to the boat and he was too far out to turn around and too far away from the boat to catch up with the boat. And I think the riptide got him. It could be they didn't see him, they didn't hear him, whatever. I don't know. This is a theory I have. I'm not trying to say anybody's guilty of anything, because it could have been they were panicking and towing the boat out and he was trying to catch up with the boat, and there was a miscommunication because they're not very responsible people and they've been drinking alcohol. Could be any number of things. But let me tell you why, if I have this theory, why I feel comfortable saying this theory. Because when I listen to you speak in these interviews, your information doesn't match each other. Last time I saw him was at 3 o'clock, and then at 4:30 he was beside the boat. Well, that you contradicted each other. He said he was staying with Katie. Katie said he didn't stay with Katie. Katie said he didn't say he was going to stay with Katie. I think they're banking on maybe he said that at some point and somebody overheard it and they can use that. See, they heard him say it. I think they know he was going to get back on the boat and did not make sure he got back on the boat, and then in the panic to get the boat out of there, something along the line happened to Nolan. Did Nolan try to get on the boat and get hit with the rudder? I don't know. I haven't heard anything from the autopsy that would suggest that, so I can't believe that's what happened. Did Nolan try to get on the boat and like get bumped or knocked off? I don't know. But what I do know is that this family deserves the answers, and that after 4:30 p.m., everybody saw him beside the boat, but then nobody saw him again on the island. And you just got finished telling us that thousands of people were there on the island because on July 4th, everybody's on Horn Island. That's what you said. So why did nobody see him after 4:30? Also, why did he not ask somebody for a ride? In this interview, Warren said it's very common to ride out on one boat and then ride back on another one. Then why didn't he ask for somebody for a ride then? Because there's nobody reporting that Nolan was supposed to ride with them. So Nolan just didn't get his phone from you to make sure he had communication. He didn't ask nobody for a ride. The last time everybody saw him was 4:30. Katie said he's not going to stay with me. And they're saying, yeah, he did stay with Katie. And you didn't make sure he got on the boat. I think
Myers said
somewhere in there, maybe not malicious intent, they were trying to get the boat out. He was trying to get on the boat, got caught in a riptide, and drowned. That's my theory. Now,
so that's his theory. His theory is the boys are in this gang. Let me see. Shout to Square Meyer, man. Let me see. Let me go down the line, gang. Wyatt called Grandpa. Grandpa called his connect. Cito direct the captain. Grandpa tell Wyatt to call Cito for a record alibi. Shout out to goddamn Rupert, man. Let me see. Yeah, shout out to Rupert, man. Salute, gang. You saying you go with Grandpa, man. You think Grandpa made the call? It was probably Grandpa. Grandpa probably paid for the goddamn boat. We know the boat left Grandpa's house. So you saying yeah, that's why Grandpa made the call, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody been in game. Let me see. Nirvana said, feel free to prove me wrong by sharing your valid cited source, and I'll gladly cash up you 100. Who are you talking about, Nirvana? Who are you talking about? I'm not for sure what you asked me. What did I disagree with you on? Yeah, if I disagree with you on something, let me know, gang. Yeah, you'll talk to me. Coast Guard. So explain why Warren called the Coast Guard that night to report Nolan missing. Okay, I didn't even see this. My bad. Then explain why Warren called the Coast Guard that night to report Nolan missing on land at island, not in the water. Reason why Coast Guard dismissed his call. Yeah, I'm not for sure if I did. I don't think I disagree with you on that. I don't think me and you was disagreeing. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, if you want to cash at me that 100, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? It's just, it is what it is, though. But I wasn't disagreeing with you, Nirvana, not at all. No. Do your thing. Do your thing. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Let me see. Hold on. Let me go down here. So I'm trying to catch up to everybody's. Let me see. Cito is on recording saying they canceled. They did come though and took the body too. That's why no search team found him on the 5th. Okay, shout out to Rupert, man. Rupert said, yeah, man, Cito was a part of this shit as well. Nigga, they came and told him and the body, nigga. Cito helped get rid of the body. I mean, it's a salute to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody's theories, gang. This dude right here fucked me up tonight, though, man. He was really going in one direction real hard. Then he jumped up and said, I think the whole thing was an accident, for real. But salute to him, gang. If that's what he think happens, man. Like I said, I wasn't there. I don't know. I'm unbiased when it comes to this situation. Like I said, there is no physical evidence pointing to the boys, man, as of right now. Everybody's kind of banking on the autopsy report or maybe the phone evidence to do something. But, you know, I mean, will that do something, man? Shout out to Wiley, man. Yeah, shout out to Wiley. Salute to Wiley, man. Salute, gang. He said, what black man gonna swim in that shit? Well, shout out to what Wiley said, man, niggas can't swim. Yeah, Wiley said niggas can't swim. Shit, R.I.P. Daniel Irvin. He said he was on the swim team, my brother. You know what I mean? Sometimes brothers can swim. They say Nolan Wells can swim. But, you know, when somebody kind of give you a shove or maybe have something to do with your drowning, whatever, if it's some foul play, whatever happens, man. You know what I mean? Sometimes, man, shit happens, man. Shit happens, man. Yeah. Man, niggas can swim, man. Sometimes maybe some bullshit in the game, man. Not every nigga don't accidentally drown. Let me tell you that. But either way, like I said, man, I mean, I'm unbiased. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out where this thing is going, man. It's a lot of shit that come out every day. It's always new directions to look in, new shit to break down. It's a lot of shit to break down, man. I'm telling you right now, rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. But, you know, I think we got to keep, I got to keep, I'm not for sure right now, gang. You feel me? Like, a lot of shit that's not adding up. I know y'all feel the same way too, man. Let me see. Cito is the perfect place to have him. Have they ever released the recording of Grandpa calling the captain? I bet they won't. Shout out to Rupert said, I bet they won't put that call out when Grandpa called and talked to the captain and told him, hey, man, don't you motherfucking pull up. Don't you show up nowhere, man. Unless you get a call back from me, don't you show up? God damn it, I handle it. All right, shout out to Rupert, man. You've been following this story. I see you've been following this shit, man. Either way, yeah, everybody's waiting on the autopsy, man. Shit gonna shake up when that autopsy drop, man. I'm telling y'all right now, gang. When that autopsy drop, shit finna shake up, man. Shit finna get crazy. The internet gonna go crazy no matter what that autopsy read. I know, man. Warren couldn't have seen Nolan at 3 in the water. Mom said he was talking with coach between 2:45 and 3:30. Bart and Wyatt both left at the same time. Another storyline. Steve O said, man, go peep the storyline. The timeline. Some more timeline evidence. Some more shit ain't sounding right. Some more somebody's lying. It is ask Shady Katie what happened. Ask Shady what happened. Okay, you say Katie, see? It is Shady. He said ask Shady what happened. He talking about Katie, of course, guys. Y'all know Compton Bond feel like Katie is the answer to all this shit, man. Y'all think he got on the boat? No, he didn't. He stayed behind. He was running around with Katie. Katie know what happened. Y'all too busy worried about the boys, fam. Maybe he didn't get on the damn boat. Y'all end the story, man. Go back to Horn Island now. You know what I mean? Like, y'all don't get it. The investigation is done over there, Compton Bomb is saying. The boys are innocent. He said, follow Katie, man. But a lot of people are saying, nah, fuck that, man. Follow the boys. You know what I mean? Get off Horn Island, stay on the boys. Follow that boat. It's that CETO call. That CETO call tells us something else, gang. Shout out to Dimples, man. There's enough, let me see, hold on, where we at? There's enough circumstantial evidence, though, Sco. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, Dimples. I don't know. Hey, I don't know yet, Dimples. I don't know, man. I mean, the audio call, the CETO call. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure the DA's office gonna hear that. I'm sure they're gonna break it down the best way they can, man. I'm pretty sure they're gonna break it down the best way they can, man. But if nothing comes of that, man, they still got the cell phone. We're waiting on the cell phone evidence. We're waiting to see was anybody in Nolan's phone. You know what I mean? When we see, y'all gotta wait for that. Wait to see if because I know if they get that, if it say, man, between the right times, some shit was deleted, thing was erased at its phone, they could recover that shit, find out what's going on. Oh, Ben Crump will most definitely give us a goddamn press conference. He did. He most definitely give us a press conference. As of right now, that's evidence that he can get on his own. He got to wait for that autopsy. He even said that, they might, the state might not give it to him. They might not release nothing. They might wait to take it before a grand jury, so he might not see shit. So Ben Crump told us today that it might be a little time on that autopsy, man. It might be another, I thought it was going to come out soon, but they saying now they finished with it, but I guess they not giving it up right now, gang. So, you know what I mean? From what Ben Crump said, it could be, who knows, man? It could be some time, man. It could be some time. You know what I mean? So basically, he just switched up what happened, Jolly, because we not buying what you're saying. Jolly was not saying this earlier. Hey, say, and let me see, what's your name? Angelica Angel. Salute, gang. Salute to Angelica Angel. Jolly most definitely got a phone call. Jolly most definitely got a goddamn email. Jolly most definitely got a text message, something on the WhatsApp. Somebody hit Jolly up, man. If you don't get your lumberjack looking ass on somewhere, we be done pulled up and put cuffs on your bitch ass. You better stop playing. Yeah, man. Jolly said, you know what? Now that I think about it, and they came back with it. Now that I think about it, now that I think about it, I better change the thought, man. Nigga, Jolly Green Giant don't want no parts of none of that shit, nigga. Nigga say, yeah. Nigga, Jolly Green Giant say, nigga, I'm out, fam. Yeah, I'm not with. We still on it, gang. We still on it over here, though, man. Yeah, we still on it, man. We still on it, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, too, gang. Salute to everybody for rocking all night, man. Friday night, gang. Yeah, every day is something new with the Nolan Wells situation, man. I want to break it all down, whether y'all believe it's true or not. Y'all, we got to get some answers, man. I feel like we right in the right spot, but we know what we're waiting on. We understand right now the autopsy is big. We understand right now the phone evidence is big. We understand right now just listening to what everybody's saying when it comes to the parents. Everyone is pay close attention to mom and dad, to anything that the boys are putting out, to a lot of that shit that Tatum is saying. I feel like he's speaking for the family. You know what I mean? He's kind of the voice. He's kind of the representation for them. Keep listening to what Ben Crump is talking about. You feel me? Let me see. Rupert said 5 search teams didn't find the body on the 5th. Search ended at 4 p.m. on the 5th. It continued on the 6th at 7 a.m., 15 hours for a CETO to bring the body back. Perfect time. All right, you're right. That nigga there convinced that Cito plays a part in this, man. He said after Cito was in cahoots with Grandpa for sure. He said, Sco, this is, come on, bro. These people all know each other, man. They all locked in, man. It takes a community, my nigga. Stop playing, Sco. Shout out to Rupert, man. He say, hey, shout out to Rupert, man. Yeah. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Like I said, I want to hear from everybody, man. I want to hear from everybody when it comes to this situation, man. Everybody opinion counts over here. But so far, gang, I think the best thing, for those who think he's guilty, I think the Cito call, which is, you know what I mean? I guess it sounds like it's something there. That's really about it, gang. You know what I mean? That's really about it. Especially if they saying now that they have witnesses, people saying that they seen Nolan after 5, 6 o'clock. That phone got to come up. That something got to come back in that phone, man. The family has the phone still. I don't know if they turned it over yet, but something got to come back in that phone as well, gang. I don't think y'all understand. It's crunch time, man. It's crunch time. It is, as of right now, I mean, it's crunch time. Right now, it's not looking good, man, for the family of Nolan Wells. Like I said, it's gonna be hell, man. It's gonna be crazy if they come back and say, yeah, he was full of cocaine, he was drunk, he was full of alcohol, he was full of cocaine, and he drowned. If they come back and tell everybody that, man, he was full of alcohol and he was full of narcotics, cocaine, and somehow he accidentally drowned, man. That's gonna, we gotta see what the parents gonna say to him. Man, it's gonna be a hard pill for them to swallow. That's what they say, as far as them, the way they feel, the way Ben Crump feel, the way a lot of people feel. If they come back and say that, man, I mean, will people believe him? Maybe y'all gonna say, well, Scott, we can't believe him. The medical examiner is shady. You know what I mean? I'm starting to think this shit will never end, no matter what happened. I think people feel like, nah, man, Scott, it's some bullshit in the game. That this is a cover up, and they all together, man. So no matter what they put out, they're lying. They're taking forever right now. They're trying to get their story together and shit like that. That's why they're not coming out with no information about this autopsy. You know what I mean? Why they being so secretive and shit right now. That's why they hide sealling and the DA's office is sealing shit. I don't know, gang. I don't know. Yeah. All right. But I'm breaking it all down every day, gang. I know, like I said, over here on this channel, gang, we right on point with it, gang. We right on point, man. I think they thought it was funny to pull off from Nolan. Then they saw him drown. Okay. They got him on the boat, and then the grandpa said to throw him back in the water so they don't get blamed. Okay. Tanya, I'm gonna say your name right. Let me see. Tanya. I want to say your name right. I think I seen you yesterday on here. Smash that like button, gang. Yeah, that could be true, man. She's saying she thinks it was a joke that went too far, man. 4th of July, everybody drinking, having a good time, playing games. They start to pull the boat off. Nolan comes running to jump on the boat, but he can't catch up to it. They pulling off, laughing and shit. They think it's funny. Then Nolan fucking drowns, and then Grandpa said, "Throw his bitch ass back to the motherfucking to the fish, man. Throw him to the fish, man." Maybe when Bart pulled that boat, Nolan fell and hit his head on the back of the boat, and they realized he was dead when they called. Y'all, all right? Look at the chair. Okay, all right. You know what I mean? I see y'all in the chat, man. I see everybody saying something different. Some of y'all saying things that sound alike, but a twist here, a twist there. I'm reading these. Yeah, it's time. We gotta get back on this panel again soon too, gang. I gotta strike another panel up, gang. I want to hear from y'all again. I like hearing from y'all last night. That was cool, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, no gang. But now y'all, it's been 3.5 hours. I'm gonna go ahead and jump up off this thing, man. And you know what I mean? I'm gonna jump off this thing and we're going to keep breaking it down, though, man. Shout out to Solo Dolo. What's good, fam? Let me see. Hold on. Let me see. All that happened and still nobody seen nothing. Let me see. What we doing, man? Colin Cito was an alibi. He was trying to make up. Okay, all right. So y'all think Cito is involved? Salute, gang. Let me see. Dario Bird, what's good, gang? Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Yeah, I see a lot of shit y'all saying, man. I'm just gonna read and do what y'all saying, man. The lady Vicky never made a statement on why she asked the boys about somebody breathing. Shout out to Show Enough, man. Let me see. Regardless of how it ends, we all know the real. Yours truly, beloved Nikki. Yeah, Nikki don't start that bullshit. That sound like That sound like riot talk. I mean, yeah. That sound like riot talk. Smash that like button, man. Yeah. Man, like I say, Mississippi might be burned again. I'm not telling nobody to do nothing, man. Shout out to Mississippi in this bitch tonight, man. But if it comes back and they say, man, the boy was drunk, full of cocaine, I think a lot of people going to be upset, gang. You hear me? I think a lot of people going to be upset that that's the, man, if the state of Mississippi come out, y'all and say the boy was full of that powder. I'm talking about full of that powder, man. That Michael Irvin, nigga, that pure Rick James. And the boy was drunk, man. Been drinking, and it seemed like he accidentally drowned, man. They put that all on the table, and man, shit me to shake it, man. Smash that like button, gang. Rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. Yeah, no matter how it went down, man. No matter how it went down, rest in peace to Nolan Wells, man. We're gonna keep breaking down everything, y'all, covering things. Y'all follow me on Instagram, gang. SKO_network. SKO_network, gang. SKO_network. Follow me on Instagram. Any videos y'all want to send me, send it to me, gang. Follow me on Facebook. CHRIS Chris Petty, PETTIE on Facebook, gang. Follow me on Facebook, man. Chris Petty on Facebook. SKO_network on Instagram, gang. Follow me, gang. Any videos y'all want to send me, other stories too. You dig? Right? Shout out to, you know what? I don't know, man. You know what I mean? I don't know. Should I? I don't know. Yeah, I got something I want to do, gang, but I'm not gonna say it out loud yet. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. I'm gonna do a panel next time too, man. I do want to hear from y'all again, so I will be doing a panel next time, fam. I will be bringing y'all up, man. Let me see, if he drowned, why not release it already? They scrambling now. They wouldn't. Let me see. There would have been an independent autopsy needed. There wouldn't have been a need. There wouldn't have been needed for an independent autopsy. Okay. I see what you say. I mean, yeah. I think they playing games, man. I think they kind of just, being kind of resentful, man. I don't know what's up with them. I mean, why wouldn't they release the goddamn results yet, man? If they got the autopsy, at least give it to the parents, man. Fuck the people, man. Give his mom and dad the goddamn results. That's how I feel, man. Fuck the people. Give his mom and dad the results, man. That'd be a respectful thing to do. Go give them their fucking son throwback while y'all at it. Like, yeah, y'all been some busters, man. Yeah, them folks ain't been treated right, man. I'm gonna tell you that right now. The mom said they go weeks without hearing any kind of update or anything like that, man. They most definitely been mistreated for sure, gang. I feel like the state of Mississippi got a lot of resentment against, Nolan Wells' parents and Ben Crump right now, and they kind of showing their ass. That's how I feel. When the DA came out and spoke, I seen it in her face, man. She had to say shit. Y'all remember that video that came out, the DA talking? We all felt it, right? You just feel it. Sheriff Ledbetter, you could tell. Remember his whole vibe was off when that young black girl walked up on him talking to him. His whole show. You trying to get a clip or something? Like everybody, we starting to see that Mississippi come out their ass. We starting to see that racist white Mississippi kind of come out from time to time. You know what I mean? Yeah, we starting to see that racist Mississippi shit come out their ass, man. That's what we starting to get. We getting a little glimpse of it. Every now and then you look closely, but oh yeah, I see it. I seen it. Smash that like button, gang. Yeah. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Either way, man, it's a lot going on with the Nolan Wells case, man. It's a lot we still got to hear about. It's a lot of results we still waiting on. The toxicology report, man. Toxicology report is important. You know what I mean? Just because that's the shit they're going to throw out there, man. You know what I mean? They already put in the media that he was drunk as hell. So, they most definitely going to throw that out there. We might hear about that shit first. The autopsy. You know what I mean? Hopefully it's nothing inconclusive and can't be determined and all that shit, man. Come on, don't give us that shit, man. That's what Ben Crump gave, but we understand Ben Crump got the body 6 days later and he said it was a bunch of bullshit going on. Throat missing. The body was very badly decomposed. So, I mean, oh, man, all we can do is wait on the state right now, man. But like I said, when it comes to Ben Crump and the family, we are waiting on that phone evidence, gang. So, don't sleep. Hopefully that do come out this coming up week, man. Hopefully this coming up week, Ben Crump say, hey, motherfucker, we got something, nigga. I'm hoping, because he ain't got no win yet. Let's be honest, y'all, Crump ain't got a win yet. In this situation, Crump has not got a solid. He came with it as Nolan's voice on the tape fighting. It turns out that wasn't it. He was all right, fuck it. The pool, I got Nolan in the pool. That wasn't it. All right. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? What else he threw out there? The picture of the boat, if everybody on the boat and shit like that, he kind of threw that out there, but his version was blurry as hell. He threw a blurry version out. I think he ended up taking that down. Yeah, Crump took some L's like a motherfucker, man. Crump been losing like a motherfucker. Yeah, let's be honest, gang. Right now, Crump is like 0-3, 0-4, bro. Crump been getting his ass whooped, man. Yeah, Yeah, man, Crump been getting his ass whooped right now, man. Crump needs some wins right now. The audio coming out, I think that's kind of, The audio coming out was kind of something. You dig? Like some of the things the boy that Warren might have said in the interview, okay, maybe you can compare that to some, but as far as physical evidence and a motive, and you know what I mean? They need physical evidence, motive, witnesses. You know what I mean? You need something, one of the three. Witnesses, physical evidence, a motive. They you know what I mean? They don't got none of that right now. Okay? They don't got none of that. They don't got none of that. You know what I mean? They don't got none of that, gang. Yeah, man, they don't got none of that. So I mean, the autopsy got to save the day. If it says that that the boy was murdered, then that's what it is, gang. But that autopsy's gonna have to save the day, gang. Their phone evidence, that's gonna have to be something. You know what I mean? A witness, somebody come out, maybe Katie, somebody talking and saying, hey, some gonna have to shake real quick, gang. Some are gonna have to shake. Some gonna have to shake, man. And when it do, we're gonna be right here breaking it down. You hear me? Some gonna have to shake, and when it do, we gonna be right here breaking it down, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Yeah. Till next time, man. It's Big Sco Gang, a no gang, a don't bang. And remember one thing about me, fam. If you'll never remember shit else about me, fam. We don't break the news. We just break the goddamn news down. Salute to everybody in the building, gang. Shout out to everybody that's been rocking with me all night. Salute to everybody that's new over on the platform. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. If you watch it from home, grab your phone. Stop watching from home and just grab your phone. Get off the TV, man. Get me off your damn TV, man. Put me on your phone, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. Jump in the chat, man. Yeah, talk to me, gang. Yeah. Yeah, everybody out here, people who say be watching me on their TV at home, get me off the just leave, you can leave me up there. That's cool, but you can leave me on the TV, man. But get on your phone, man. Get on your goddamn phone, man. Yeah, get on that phone, man. Get in this chat, man. Talk to people, man. Get on that phone. Get off that TV and get on that phone. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Like I said, rest in peace to Nolan Wells, and the investigation continues, y'all. Like I said, we know the things we waiting on. We know exactly what's going on for us, what's being said in the media by everybody. You know what I mean? So right now, we just kind of waiting on, certain things to happen, but we're going to always touch on it. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, the minute something happens online, the minute anything new comes out, because interviews are being done and people are talking, so we're going to always tap in. We're going to have to tap in, gang. It is until this thing is figured out. I'm pretty sure, everything. Like I said, who knows, man? By Monday, watch, there's gonna be just some shit. And again, we're like, oh, what, you see this? Sco, you hear that? Sco, would you believe this? It's just always some shit, man. The Nolan Wells case ain't slowed down even a little bit. Yeah, this shit don't slow down, gang. I guarantee you by Monday. By Sunday. I guarantee you by Sunday, there's gonna be so much more going on. I guarantee you, man. Yeah, it just never slows down, man. If we got to go live tomorrow, man, if some shit pop out for real, we in here. For sure. Smash that like button, gang. Salute to everybody. It's Big Sco Gang, a no gang, a don't bang. Remember, we don't break the news. We just break the news down, y'all. Till next time, man. I'm gone. Salute to everybody donating to the platform, man. Salute to everybody hit that goddamn cash app, man. Salute to the whole gang, y'all. I'm gone, y'all. Till next time, man. We out this bitch, man. Enjoy your Friday night. I know you niggas in here ain't got no chicks and none. Bum ass niggas. Ladies, I'm gonna talk to you ladies. Slide to the side, ladies. To all the niggas over here. I know you niggas ain't got nothing cracking. Yeah, you niggas just some bum. Yeah. Ladies, niggas over here some real busters, man. I ever catch one of you niggas slipping, y'all know what time it is, man. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody in the building, man. Yeah, these niggas ain't got nothing popping, man. Smash that like button. I'm fucking with y'all niggas, man. Might be a bunch of players in the chat. Might be a bunch of old players over here. Yeah, might be a bunch of old players over here. Smash that like button. Salute to everybody building. Y'all till next time, man. I'm gone, gang. Salute, gang. Salute to the whole gang, man. Salute to the whole gang. I'll see y'all later, man. Y'all, it's your boy Justin on the Sco. We don't break the news. We just break the news down. It's most definitely Sco Gang, a no gang, a don't bang. Hey, we're gonna stay real over here, man. Big Sco Gang. Salute to everybody that watched this video. Make sure y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell. I do live streams all the time.
It's Sco Gang, a no gang, a don't bang. Salute to everybody. Good. Hold on.
I want to say all this real quick, y'all. Go, hey, gang, come on, man. Just in order to go with Big Cartel, y'all. Go to the website, gang. I got everything in every color, gang. We got everything in every single color, gang. Go show me some love, goddamn it. Trade radio gas down, man, on the stove, gang. Trade. You might not be gang, you know. Yeah, y'all niggas talking about y'all big smoke in the check, y'all big blow and shit. But why ain't you ain't got the trade yet, nigga? Why ain't you niggas ain't got the trade yet? Goddamn, niggas.
Go to the website and shop with your boy. Just say no to Scope.